What do you say we come on inside to Charles Schwab Field for the third time today as the NCAA Men's College World Series is presented by Capital One. We started at 10 a.m. this morning. We finished a game, then we played another, and now we have what will be a UCLA Arkansas elimination tilt. And the skies are a little cloudy, but that guy's life has changed forever. And he's still so close to the moment, he has no idea how his life has been altered by a no-hitter. Vahiva Aloy, big smile on his face. He hopes to take this team to another game tomorrow night. And the Bruins of UCLA pushed back up against the wall. Do you think Rock Chalowski is nervous? Smile, Rock. No, I don't at all. LSU earlier today, well, they went to their bullpen at Case and Evans, shut down the Bruin bats. They went silent. Think about it. On their body clock, it was 8 a.m. when they had to finish what was a suspended game from last night. The Cardinals nearly blew it. They got revenge. They walked one off, and Ali Say, who made a critical error late in that game, was the guy that scored the winning run, and you could feel the emotion as he crossed home plate. Our bracket looks like this. This is the last chance for teams west of the Mississippi. We've already lost Oregon State and Arizona. It's UCLA and Arkansas with the right to play LSU Wednesday at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Chris Budden will join us shortly, but KP, let's talk about it. These guys were on this field at 10 a.m. and they paraded through arms.
Yeah, 8 of them in the previous game. Not all 8 today, but 8 in the game. And ultimately, I think that's one of the big storylines. Arkansas is as rested as any team can be, having lost a game in this thing, because Gage Wood went complete game, happened to strike out 19 and throw no hitter. But it gives them the advantage today.
All right, we got 2 great shortstops on the field, neither of whom has really established themselves. This is what an opportunity.
Right. Look, offensively, they have not done much, but what they have done all season and what they do when the ball's not even hit at them is electric, and that's the tough part about watching 2 guys, Rock Chalowski and Vahiva Aloy, at that position. They just will captivate the fan that loves watching defense and offense. Combined between both of them, 43 home runs.
That's a lot. Aiva Arquette also had struggled offensively. He went deep earlier today. Maybe it's time for one of these 2 guys to break out offensively. They generally need one, Rock or Vahiva, to get the job done for them. They have literally carried their teams.
They have. For Arkansas, it's a very complete offense, too.
It is.
Or at least it has been during the regular season. I think that's the one thing to watch today. They've hit 126 home runs this year. That's more than any other single season in Arkansas history. However, since they've come to Omaha, just 2 runs a game, have hit just 1 home run. So the offense that has carried them for a lot of this season, we haven't seen here. But Dave Van Horn really likes his team, and for more on that, here's Chris Budden.
Dave Van Horn has had several elite teams in the past, but even some of his best have never made it here to Omaha. That's just the nature of this tournament. You got to be lucky, and you got to play your best on the biggest stage, which is why after they clinched it at Supers, he sat on the podium, let out a bunch of emotion. It was basically a huge sigh of relief to get here.
Thinking about this team, if we don't get to Omaha, they didn't win anything. They didn't win a championship, and it would have been one of the best teams I've ever had that didn't finish in Omaha, because they're that good and they're so close.
Arkansas adds on with Aloy.
It's just been a blast to watch them. I mean, honestly.
Proud of the team. We're still here. We still have a chance.
Guys, that comment struck me because they had teams, ones with Kevin Kopps that were #1 that didn't make it, but you can certainly tell that this team means something special to them.
Yeah, they had that special moment, too. You're right, Chris. They had that no-hitter, and now they're trying to take another step, set up a rematch with LSU, but the Bruins of UCLA stand in their way. The elimination game between UCLA and Arkansas. The shortstops are the keys. Rock Chalowski, Vahiva Aloy. We've highlighted them. They have carried their teams all season long. We welcome you inside Charles Schwab. We got a chance for showers, very light, good chance we're going to go right through them as we take a look at the UCLA batting order. It's brought to you by Capital One. Eduardo loves himself some Roman Martin.
He has a way of finding barrel, and today it's going to be really interesting because he's keeping his eye on the mound and seeing Mr. Root, the left-handed pitcher. Chalowski, Martin, both raking lefties this season.
Very interesting, KP. It was 3 days ago. He had the shortest start of his career, and we went right back to Zach Root.
Yeah, it's because he's been their best all year. Was not great a few days ago. They got him out of there early. Gabe Gackel was outstanding out of the bullpen. You can see what he did in the opener against LSU. If you saw him against Tennessee, you know why he's one of the best in the entire country. It's a mid-90s fastball, a wipeout breaking ball, a very good changeup, and a lineup that has 5 left-handers in it. So it'll be interesting to see how Root goes after it. But when he is at his best, he is one of the best.
And lefties don't really stand much of a chance against him when he's at his best. You and I got a chance to see him during the regular season. He was good that day. He's been terrific against team like LSU. That was on the 9th of May. And Alex Boxey went 6 innings, gave up just 5 hits and 2 runs. He threw 91 pitches. They lost that game in extras. But Root and Wood are as formidable a 1-2, especially coming off of a no-no. So the lefty toes the rubber tonight against Dean West, Chalowski, and LeVue to lead things off for the Bruins, whose bats went silent earlier this morning. Underway with a high fastball, 1 ball, no strikes. This Bruin team beat Murray State 6-4. They lost to LSU 9-5. Gregory Street's our home plate umpire tonight. And that was strike 1. Dean West wanted to know, is that as far out as we're going to go? West is a good contact hitter. The outfield very shallow, especially in left. This one is up the middle, and it's going to be impossible to get him. He's got an infield single. Dean West is aboard.
We talked about Root stuff. It started with the fastball. He was up to 98 against Tennessee, but he'll sit low to mid-90s. A big top-to-bottom curveball. Then a great changeup he's going to use primarily against right-handers. Again, just 4 right-handers in this lineup, so the curveball probably is going to play more today, but it's a fastball that everything comes off of.
All right, so the leadoff man West, who is a threat to run against the lefty, difficult, but they got to get Chalowski going in some fashion. It's like the first ball, even a foul that we've seen elevated off his bat.
But usually we've been seeing during this College World Series a lot of breaking pitches, first pitch. He's been chasing a lot, opening up. Interested to see how Root is going to approach him and if Chalowski can make the adjustment.
0 for 13 his last 3 games at Charles Schwab. There's one that's over the head of Aloy, and that's a good start for the Bruins and a good sign for Chalowski, who looked like he got jammed there, but they are 2 for 2 to start.
I love it as a hitting coach that you get your best hitter that has struggled to get jammed, because he's been pulling off everything, and that right there will get him back in tune. A little spinner at the top of the zone, and the Bruins start the same way that they started against LSU in that first inning.
Their formula for success this year, one of the most successful seasons they've had in recent years, off a season in which they won only 19, has been get those 2 guys on and have this guy drive them in. Millie LeVue has 85 runs batted in on the season, a massive number. And Root in trouble early. Can't find it with that 81-mile-an-hour breaking pitch, 1-0. LeVue is the first baseman. He's a Gold Glover over there. He's made just 1 error, and he hits it all over the ballpark. Lands it to go 1-1. So you take a look at the man that's been at the helm for 21 years, John Savage. He won the World Series in 2013. His biggest challenge tonight is going to be to navigate a bullpen that is used a lot. He said many of those guys earlier today, 10 pitches, they can come back. Yeah, very late on that one, 93 miles an hour, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, where do you go here? You get that swing on a fastball that Lavu obviously was sitting, breaking ball or something off speed. Root's velo a little bit from what we're used to seeing, but not much. Still sitting 93, 94.
1-2. Chalowski takes a big lead. This ball is popped up. They'll give a look at it, Iredale, but nobody's going to get to it. Talked to Matt Hobbs, KP. He said, you know, we hoped maybe to get through the game using 2 or 3 guys yesterday. They didn't obviously need to use 2, 3. They used 1. And
got the under on that one.
Yeah, we all took the under and we won, but nobody took a no-hitter. Only the 3rd in Men's College World Series history. Matt Hobbs said we stayed out of his way. Asked him how he was feeling. That's it. Two balls, 2 strikes. I mean, seriously, do you imagine how years from now he comes back to Omaha, and certainly in Arkansas, his life has been impacted that he has no idea of.
Yeah, no, he's not going to pay for a lot of meals in Fayetteville for a while. That's for sure.
All right, 2-2. Both runners grab leads, and this ball is floated out to right center. Maxwell is over there. The center fielder tracks it down. That's Thomas Jr. And both runners advance on a ball that hung up there for a long time, which allowed Thomas Jr. to circle underneath it. But both runners in scoring position.
Big time productive out right there, putting the ball in play in the air. Not only do you move West over, but Chalowski also tagging up from first base and getting in scoring position.
All right, here is Roman Martin. We touched on him at the top, a .321 average, 9 homers, 61 runs batted in for Root. Again, pitching on 3 days rest. He threw just 38 pitches, 1 2/3 in that start against LSU. He gave up 3 runs.
And you have to be smart here if you're Zach Root. You got a right-handed hitter that has been swinging the bat very well in Roman Martin, with 2 lefties, Salgado and Brennan, working behind.
KP, you and I were in Arkansas earlier this year. The right-handers, he was feeding a steady diet of changeups, and they were very effective that day. The 1-0. Comes inside and falls behind 2-0.
Helfrich is so good at that right there, the Arkansas catcher, of just deadening balls in the dirt. It's one thing to block him. It's another when it goes about a foot in front of you and nobody can go anywhere, and he is outstanding at that.
To be careful here with Martin, who, as Eddie has pointed out, has stung the ball. Big lead at third base on a ball that might get away from West. It's 3 balls and no strikes. What about the mental game, KP, for Root, who has been great all year? He gave up all those runs, came out, and here he is with 2 on.
Yeah, you got to be careful too, because the first 2 balls that were hits were not hit hard. They were just hitting the right spot, not to fall into the here we go again pattern, and got a long fly ball for the first out.
I thought right there Savage was going to give him the green light. Get yourself 1 pitch 3-0, especially with the 2 lefties. Now 3-1. Root can come with another pitch other than the fastball if he decides not to challenge him with the number 1.
Savage says he's watched Martin get better and better and better. 3-1 count. Called strike 2 on the inside corner. And he credits Chalowski with helping bring this kid's game to a new level. He said he's all over him, both defensively and offensively, challenging him, encouraging him. And Root shakes off 1, is ready here. 97 miles an hour.
And this is what we saw against Tennessee last week, is when he needs it, there's a little bit more in the tank for the Root fastball. He'll sit 93, 94. And then you'll see it make a jump sometimes. That time trying to throw it by Roman Martin, get the strikeout. Martin got just enough of it to stay alive.
Come on.
You watch West over there at third base. I mean, he's 40 feet off of third base when he's taking a lead here. Watch him getting the eyesight, trying to with Root.
He's just starting now. I mean, he keeps going and going, and Iredale's not making a move to third base.
Does the same thing again. 3-2. That's a foul ball. If you're Iredale, or if you're Root, or if you're Van Horn, are you thinking about throwing behind him?
Well, he's throwing from the wind-up position, so as soon as he starts his delivery, he's pretty slow starting the delivery. I don't.
Roman Martin hitting 400 runners in scoring position in the tournament, and he draws the walk to load the bases.
Really good at bat, patient at bat for Martin right there. It's going to be up to the left-handed hitters to do some damage already. Molovai-Lavu was able to get the ball in the air to center field and move 2 runners over.
Those are 2 guys that we thought potentially could start today. Vidalshies and Jimenez, both of them trotting down to the bullpen right now.
Vidalshies has not thrown in the College World Series. And again, no hitter will help prevent people from getting in. Chris?
Root was so frustrated after his start the other day that he went to Dave Van Horn yesterday and he said, I want the ball today. Dave Van Horn said, let's give it a day. Let's see how Wood does, and then maybe you can come in. That obviously was not up for discussion, and said you can have the ball tomorrow.
KP, you're seeing anything that would be common in his last 2 starts, knowing how good he's been and what you've seen?
Oh, I mean, I saw soft contact start the game. They just happened to be hitting the right spot. And so sometimes the numbers can fool you a little bit. It's bases loaded, 1 out, but I mean, the only ball that's been hit on the barrel remotely was an out.
And he's got the ability to get the strikeout. 121 coming into this game.
The lefty Salgado, veteran good hitter, and he breaks one in there for strike 1. Salgado has reached safely in 19 straight, including all 7 tournament games, where he is hitting 400 with 4 doubles, 4 RBIs, and 6 runs scored. Another very good pitch. 2 of the better ones from Root all night, and he's ahead 0-2.
94 2/3 innings pitched by Zach Root this year, including this game. 121 strikeouts. He is looking for one right here.
West off third, Cholowski off second, and Martin at first. Bases loaded, just underway. 1 out, and the 0-2.
Oh, no, he didn't. Did he go?
Heard Gregory Street, the home plate umpire, say no, he didn't, and then they asked the third base umpire. So in Greg's world, it was not a swing. But Helfrich said, well, what about that guy down there? Let's ask him.
He still said no.
He also confirmed the no.
Double negative.
Award in the air, makes the catch. For a second, it looked like he may have thought about either having it pop out of the glove or letting it bounce to get the double play.
I think the latter. I think he was thinking, okay, do I let it bounce and go for 2? Or do I just catch it in the air and just trust Zach Root on the mound? Let's get the shore out first. Gets it. Runners hold. And this is a big matchup right here. If Zach can get out of this one right here, this would be pumping up the Razorbacks.
Now, we talked about his ability to get lefties. Salgado gone. Here's Peyton Brennan. And here he comes, coming home. Here's the throw, and he is out at home. West dared him the entire time, and Root fired it to Helfrich. And we'll see if the Bruins want to appeal this one. Watch the hand.
He's out.
The right call.
He's out. They may take another look at it, but I think it will be upheld. How about that, boys? Setting it up the entire time. Waited until it was 2 outs to take the chance, but I think the glove of Helfrich just got there in time.
Very close. You're exactly right. Right on the bicep of the right arm. When the hand got to the base, going to be very, very close. And how rare is to see a straight steal of home with the bases loaded.
And one way of preventing Helfrich from being able to reach out like that as a hitter, when you see the runner coming in, pull back, show bunt, and pull back immediately. That way the catcher cannot come into you, and that way it would be interference then on the catcher. But
it really frees it when you think the glove hits. Is right there, and it looks like it. I mean, it is less than an inch.
He got him. What a turn of events right here.
The entire time that Dean West was standing at third base, he was coming in hard. That's a difficult pitch to handle, to make the play like that.
It almost hit him.
Yeah.
I mean, if it hits him, run scores.
Play is confirmed is out. UCLA has one challenge remaining.
Well, that's one way to get out of a jam.
There is. Bases loaded with one out, and a straight steal of home by Dean West, and nailed by literally inches.
Inning that could have ended a lot differently for both sides. Wouldn't take a chance, Dean West, and within inches of stealing home plate, but not quite enough. The tag by Helfrich gets the Hogs off the field. We'll see their offense when we come back.
A fantastic look at this through UMCAM.
You think Gregory Street thought something might be up right here?
He's aware.
One peek, two peek. Uh-oh. We got action.
Helfrich's becoming a superstar here in Omaha, given that he was there for the no-no. He, of course, was calling that game. And, boy, that is a tremendous tag on a pitch that was up and in to Peyton Brenning. Take a look at the Arkansas batting order. It's brought to you by Capital One. Charles Davalon will lead things off.
Chucky Davalon's done about everything offensively for this Arkansas team. Better than they thought they were going to get when he came in out of the transfer portal. Kid from Quebec that went to high school in Florida because of his love of baseball. Now at Arkansas, and they're going to face somebody that hadn't been out there in a while. Cody Delvecchio was ineligible starting March 28th, and he was the Friday night starter the first 7 weeks of the year. Hadn't pitched since then. Became eligible just 4 days ago. Bruins in a big spot. So we'll go to the guy that was a Friday night starter for the first 7 weeks. Numbers weren't great when he was in that spot, but ultimately a guy that if he can give him 4 to 5 innings would be a huge shot in the arm for UCLA.
You're right. 1-3, 6.82 for the 6'10 junior. But they were flashes of brilliance, and he starts the first pitch off with a strike. He's been pitching simulated games. He has not been involved in any team games, obviously, and that's a difficult transition for him to make. But ahead 0-1 to Davalon. And he's now ahead 0-2. Record book player had a straight steal of home. Stephen Feehan of Louisiana Lafayette against Clemson back on June 14th of 2000. So Dean West nearly entered the record books with him. That one's down. Davalon slashes one past Roman Martin, and a leadoff single for Charlie Davalon.
All right, let's see what we're working with here. Cody Delvecchio fastball. I've already seen him up to 95. Averaged about 91, 92 miles an hour. Slider that went right, has some good down. He will throw some changeups. Sometimes slider cutter combination will kind of look like the same thing. But we talked about this Arkansas offense, and when they go, it starts with Davalon getting on base. Good backside line drive to start it right there.
He grew up on the rinks of Quebec as a hockey player, and now enjoying his baseball life. Vahiva Aloy, big swing and a foul tip into the glove. He wasn't playing hockey when he was a kid. He was serious about baseball from the time he was around 6. At age 12, it got real when his Little League team made it to the West Region tournament in San Bernardino. That's a called strike. In that tournament, he went 9 for 11 in 3 games. And his brother also is on this team. They went to TD Ameritrade Park, Charles Schwab, but then TD Ameritrade when they were 13 and 12 years old, respectively. That was his first taste of Omaha. They traveled from Hawaii here. It's a future first-round draft pick. For Del Vecchio, Kyle, we hear all the time you can never simulate a game in a simulated game. So what are some of the things he's trying to pick up on, adjust to?
I think the biggest thing is just to stay within yourself to start.
Aloy, right field, deep. And out of here! Into the bullpen, Vahiva Aloy. And the Hogs, who avoid disaster in the top half, have a 2-0 lead on his 21st of the year.
Both hits so far for the Razorbacks with 2 strikes. Saw Davalon first going the opposite field, but staying away. And Vahiva Aloy right there, barreling that baseball 377 feet opposite field. No doubter.
So 2 of the superstar shortstops today, Oregon State's Arquette and now Aloy tonight, both homer. As that first pitch is inside to Maxwell. And how did this game turn on the straight steal out call of West, and now a 2-run bomb from Aloy?
Bases loaded, 1 out. You get a line drive to short, and then Dean West trying to steal home, thrown out. Then Vahiva does Vahiva stuff. As much opposite field juice as anybody in college baseball, and he showed you how he can do it right there.
And that one sounded different, didn't it? No doubt about her into the bullpen. A little late is Logan Maxwell on that one. This guy's dealt with the hamstring injury early in this season. A terrific hitter. And he watches one bounce up there. I think, KP, having come here for 15 years and you've been here for so much longer, I think there's an adjustment period for the hitters when they realize this ballpark, balls you're used to hitting out, often it's the wind, but I think you got to start to get into a comfort zone, don't you, with this ballpark?
Yeah, and be able to live with some that go up in the air you think are going to go out that don't. This was different. This one did go out.
And it's different because he doesn't collapse early on the backside. He stays tall through the entire swing. And he knows that he can go deep line to line. Hits it, back flip, takes 2.5.
Ryan Helfrich on the ground, smothered at third. Martin, he's got a good arm, and he gets the out. Good play by Roman Martin, who was equal with the bag, and he dove to make the play and got up and threw him out.
You know when this College World Series is really good is when the star players come in fully advertised and they go deep and they make defensive plays, and that's exactly what Martin did there. To the left, stayed low to the ground. Good throw over to first.
They're the best defensive team by percentage as well as double plays, as Cam Koschel squared to bunt, pulled it back, strike 1.
And neither one of these teams has made an error in the College World Series. Both have been extremely good defensively all year.
And that error bug has been biting a little bit here in Omaha. A few teams have been bitten by it.
In some places that you didn't expect them to be bitten. I mean, guys that have been great defensively all year, but these two teams, it's been clean baseball so far.
Winner gets LSU tomorrow night. Vahiva's brother, Kahio, is in the on-deck circle. Been a handful of brothers that have homered in the same inning at the major league level. This ball is high towards foul territory. Give it a look is Martin. And careful over there, man. He ran into the tarp and then caught himself on the top of the fence. Be shocked there if he's shaken up. He kept going.
He didn't break stride.
No.
I mean, that was full speed.
He took a peek early and then tried to take another one, but by that time it was just a little too late.
Yeah, thank goodness for the padding on top of that wall. Again, obviously a new ballpark. They did play the Big Ten championship here. There's so much foul territory. Yeah, Kozel's gone. 0-2. He went chasing. But the story is Vahiva Aloy.
Fastball away with 2 strikes. Vahiva Aloy. The star is on the way. 2-0. Arkansas going to the top of the second.
We experienced technical difficulties top of the second inning, which is why we had lost video. I believe the audience has the ability to hear us right now, and Zach Root just threw a pitch outside to Peyton Brenning. We're in the top of the second inning. It is 2-0 Arkansas thanks to a Vahiva Aloy home run. Peyton Brenning leads things off. He was the guy standing at the plate when Dean West attempted to steal home and was thrown out. Back to the pitcher on one hop. Root has it and throws over to first.
I think if you're Arkansas and Zach Root right now, you're looking for a boring inning right here. Something that is pretty stress-free to get him to exhale. 2 on the board makes you exhale some. When this offense that has been fairly quiet the first 2 games here in Omaha gets jumping right away. That time a 2-hopper back to him for the first out here in the second.
This is Toussaint Blythewood, and he is in the DH role, and he's a right-handed hitter. They've been using Baltz in the DH spot the first couple of games from the left side, so they go with Blythewood. Not have a whole ton of experience this season, less than 20 plate appearances. On the 1-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Now, we got a ton of game to play, but it is remarkable what happened in that first inning when Root was on the ropes. They get out of it, and then he gets the support of a 2-run home run. And a boring inning to settle him in. He might be able to give you a little length, but he's behind 3-0 to Blythewood.
How about Blythewood? When it comes down to it, 16 at-bats in the season.
Gets the call, 3-1.
He's looking in to see if Savage is giving him the take or not. I'm like, go for it. 3-1, you're down 2.
Right in on his fists, and it goes 3-2.
Well, 16 at bats over the course of the season. This is not exactly the easiest arm to get out there and face when you haven't seen many. Root falls behind 3-0, then pumps 2 fastballs on the inside part of the plate to get it back to full.
Yep, he got it right by him at 94. It stayed on plane. Blythewood is gone. And there are 2 outs here in the second.
It's not the same as batting practice, is it, when it comes to the velocity at 94? A little bit unfair with that talent on the mound. Working at the 3-0. Zach Root coming back with 3 excellent pitches.
It sticks a glove side fastball right there. It stayed right there at 94.
And that was the pitch he wanted. You saw him shake the first one that Helfrich put down. So 2 down for Cash Duggar, the catcher. Right there for strike 1.
You know, Arkansas, one of the rare teams that allows their catchers to call their own games.
Yeah.
I think it makes that no-hitter even more impressive because Ryder Helfrich called every pitch the entire time. Matt Hobbs takes a ton of time in the fall to teach the guys behind the plate what he wants in the pitch call and roll. And there are times there are suggestions that get sent in. Hey, maybe think about this, but for the most part, it's Helfrich's game to call.
Fastball middle.
That makes an easier game to call. Yes, throw it as hard as you can, and they're not hitting it. So then do that again. You got one of those you're probably going to call it a few times too.
That's what he said after the game, Wood, that he kept hearing fastball middle. And he was in such a zone, you almost wonder if, in fact, he was hearing things that he wasn't really hearing. Just get it and throw it at 97 through the game. An amazing performance. They go to the shift on a 1-2, and he is called out. On the outside corner, Gregory Street punches Cash Duggar, the catcher, and Root is rocking right now.
If he's getting that one, he's going to be pretty good tonight. Maybe a little extra on the outside part. Back-to-back strikeouts. First 2 of the game for Zach Root. 2 scoreless to start and a 2-run homer. It's 2-0 Hogs.
The NCAA Men's College World Series is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? And in part by Lexus. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer. You know, this whole thing starts with over 300 teams, 307 baseball teams. You get down to your final 8 and slowly, like the bananas we've seen here, you peel off the teams. We are doing that as we are at a Tuesday night. You got LSU waiting tomorrow. Coastal 2-0 as well. And that first pitch is a little high and outside to Kahio Aloy. He'll be followed by a power hitter and Reese Robinette and then Brent Iredale. He started at Sacramento State. Kahio was a BYU player, and he sends one to the seats down the right field line.
I went to BYU as a 2-way player. Pitcher as well, and then the offense was there. And Arkansas's coaching staff will tell you that they weren't quite sure what they were going to get with Kahio. He can compress a baseball. I mean, when he gets it, it goes. But I don't think they thought he was going to drive in 70 runs this year, and it doesn't hurt to have your brother in the lineup doing the same thing.
2 balls, 2 strikes. They both hit a home run in the same game. That was very early in the season. And you take a look at 24 and 25 and the seasons.
Just tells you about the special offense that this Arkansas team has from top to bottom. A lot of opportunities on base, a lot of power 1 through 9 as well.
Hard on the ground, no chance for Chalowski. And boy, the exit velocity of the Aloy brothers tonight, triple digits, both of them. That was a shot.
Yeah, I might be able to launch, but my brother, my younger brother, can compress it, as KP said, 115 miles per hour off the bat.
Wow.
Infield just could not even move and react on that one.
That is a rocket.
Yep. Yeah. Rock was frozen solid out there at shortstop, so Kahio is aboard. And this guy's got some significant power. When we saw Arkansas against Texas, it was really the beginning of Reese Robinette playing. Made a terrific play in that no-hitter game the other night on a ball that took a weird hop at first base, and he stuck with it. The 6'3", 220. You hear some comparisons to Heston Kjerstad, who doesn't do that much.
He looked in, and I think when he saw the bunt sign, it was a little like, okay,
Yeah,
I can do this.
Trying to steal a base runner right there. UCLA had to shift on. Roman Martin was pretty deep over at third base. Now he'll go deeper with 2 strikes.
Held up, and it's a little high.
Tell you what, I see a lot of Sean Casey in
I can see that.
the stance.
Yeah.
And the body language itself.
Sean Casey had a rough day with the
Yes, he
bananas
did.
the other day. Did you see that?
Strained his hamstring, didn't he?
Yeah,
I think
he did.
tore it.
Rounding first. Not good. Not good. On the ground, they will go to second. Calls, fires back. That's a nice double play.
A good decision, too, to immediately go to second, not step on first and try to get the tag play, because it was hit hard enough that if the throw is just decent right there, they're going to be able to turn it. Erase the leadoff single right there with a 3-6-3.
And Lavu may end up being a third baseman at the next level, but he and Call combined for a 3-4-3 double play, even with Aloy trying to get in the way of that throw and cause some problems. But Robinette grounds into the DP, and here's Brent Iredale.
And keep the pitcher away from that play if you can. Love the way he threw the ball. Did not look at where after the ball was released. Just go right back to the bag.
Had you ever seen a first baseman here on a shift? Watch how far over Lavu is going. I mean, he's about halfway between first and second base when this is thrown.
I'm okay with that as long as he lets his pitcher know. And then it's a race to the bag. And you have to play in. If you play back, then you have to do the
Then there's too far
pendulum
to
move
go.
on it.
I mean, at one point, there's too far to get to first base. You play any deeper than that, and the route's going to take you too long.
Felicity and Darren watching on. And we got ourselves a 2-1 count to Iredale. He's the 8th hitter for Arkansas. Back up the middle and in to center field. Tell you one thing, they are squaring up Cody Del Vecchio. The hits have been hard.
This is the offense that Arkansas showed you the whole year. And it's the reason why they're one of the most, if not the most complete team in the entire country. It's power. The only thing they don't do is run. And they're not going to run a whole lot. But there's plenty of power. There's consistency. I mean, Justin Thomas Jr. is a 9-hole hitter. His OPS is right at 950.
Yep. Again, 3 on the left side. Fires over there as Iredale with 8 steals is back. So this is the answer to the question, can you pitch in the morning and come back and pitch at night? Because we saw May earlier today. Square to bunt, popped it up. Del Vecchio will not get it. On a hot, fires. Got him. Wow. Barehanded on a ball that had some spin on it and threw a fastball to get the speedy Thomas Jr.
A lot of athleticism on that one. He barehands the play. It's the only play he had. And to throw a strike over to first. Bounces. Catches it perfect. Sets his feet. And lets it go over to first.
Hard hit balls. In fact, the Aloy single at 115, the hardest hit ball in Omaha. With more on the pitching plans, here's KB with the coach.
Coach, let's go to the first inning. What went into the decision to try and steal home?
Well, he's pitching the windup, you know. I mean, he had a good jump, and I thought it was a borderline call. You know, I thought he got his hand underneath there, and they called him out. But whenever you have a guy in a windup there and that slow of a delivery, it's a good option. Certainly left on left.
Win or go home, how do you manage the rest of the arms tonight?
Well, I mean, just like any game, you know, that elimination game, you got to, you know, be a watchful eye, and you got to make sure that you don't stay with somebody too long, and, you know, particularly against this left-handed pitcher who's really good. And, you know, he pitched out some problems as well. So both sides, I'm sure, kind of feel the same way.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Guys.
All right, Chris, thank you. That's John Savage. His Phoenix call, the 9-hole hitter up. Little 84-mile-an-hour changeup there to the right-handed hitting call. Again, recapping the first inning, a single, a fly out, and a walk to load the bases. With one out, then a line out, and caught stealing home. Root got off the mound. He watched Aloy hit a 2-run home run, and then a 1-2-3 second. Bruins hung in there earlier today, and Call had a big spot with the bases loaded in that game. Could not deliver the big hit. That's called strike 3. Gregory Street.
Oh, what could have been. 2 outs, and Dean West, who's due up next, tries to steal home and just is a little bit short. And then Vahiva Aloy gives the Hogs the lead. 2-run shot the other way in the bottom half, and that's where we stand right now as West comes up for the second time.
How about Zach Root not even panicking at all from the windup? Just did not go with the leg kick. Accelerated the delivery and threw a strike home as well.
He struck out 3 straight. That one is out, so it's ball 1. To Dean West, who went into his Matumbo there when he slid across home, telling Gregory Street, no, I got my, I was in.
He was close.
He was really close. Yep, breaking pitch lands. Say we go 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, you live and die by the sword, and the sword for UCLA has been its bullpen. And they will use a bunch of them. They used 6 more today after 2 yesterday. That's a foul ball.
Hold up, hold up.
Double-digit pitchers, all with at least 17 appearances. It's built from the back forward, which is not the way that we're used to seeing it at UCLA, with some of the names that have come out of there. And they get some guys that will be Friday night, Saturday night starters next year. We've seen them. The closer is legitimate in Easton Hawk. Those guys have spent the majority of the season really helping the Bruins get to where they are.
Well, if they're going to fight back through this, it's going to be that bullpen
for sure
that gives them a chance, and it will start in this one. First and foremost, you got to put some on the board. Starts here at the top of the order, facing Root for the second time.
West reached on an infield single his first time up. Hard guy to strike out. That's a little bit high, so we go 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Root's dropping down a little bit more on that fastball. A lot of times you see a bunch of ride on the fastball. That arm angle's come down against the left-handers a few times, almost trying to cut it and keep it away from them.
West, one of a handful of sophomores, as this team is made up mostly of sophomores. They won 19 games last year, and all the sophomores returned. They got 11 newcomers in 2025. When you think about maybe your team you root for and the turnover, they only got 11 newcomers, 8 freshmen, and 3 transfers. This is not a portal picking team, the Bruins and John Savage. It's recruit, develop, stick around, and let's see if we can get to Omaha again. He went and he strikes out. That is 4 strikeouts in a row for Zach Root.
Yeah, that breaking ball is working, and to be able to get West, who is very difficult to strike out, went with it back to back. This one just a little bit lower. He tried to hold up.
Yep.
Did not.
Yeah, for Dean West coming into this game, 49 walks, just 28 strikeouts before that, but couldn't hold up on the breaking ball.
Let's see what Rochulowski's got in store. He singled his first time up. He's still looking for his first extra base hit in the last 9 games. Fouls that one off. He leads the nation in WAR at about 6.5. His defensive runs saved are off the charts. Between he and LaVue, 160 RBIs this year. tends to get hit. This team gets hit by a lot of pitches as well. 21 times he's been plunked. Root and Helfrich trying to get on the same page, and they are on an 0-1. Nope.
And Helfrich was calling the shake right there. You could see Helfrich's head shake because he wanted Root to shake, and do it a few times just to try to make Cholowski stand in that box a little bit longer. Watch this. This is the sign for shake. No, no. Now we're good. Pretty advanced bat by on play, just a sophomore too.
So say what a benefit it is to have the confidence in him and then his ability to do things like that, the little things. Boy, there's a sawed-off swing. Cholowski was waiting until it was nearly by him when he decided, you know what, if I don't swing, I'm going to be punched. He grounds out. It's 2-zip. He's still smiling. Welcome back. You are looking at Charles Schwab Field in Omaha, Nebraska. Moved downtown after Rosenblatt served as the home for so long and so successfully. 2011, part of the Jackie Bradley South Carolina Gamecock teams that were shining then. Charles Davalon, a hockey guy who's now converted to playing baseball. Lived in Florida. Kyle touched on it at 15. Got a lone Division I offer from Florida Gulf Coast. Proven baseball college in its own right. And he has proven he had been overlooked as he swings at this one and sends it right back up here.
He makes the sacrifice to leave home, and as parents you miss your kids so much that they decided they were going to spend the entire season in Fayetteville this past year. So they rented an Airbnb, made sure they wouldn't miss any of his games.
It's a fascinating story. Sending a young man out like that on his own to follow a sport that he's in love with. What he loves about it, he said, it's a challenge. He said it's a game of failure, and I like that about it. He says you can improve every day. It's a philosophy that has defined Davalon and served him really well.
It was a home crowd that fell in love with him right away. And there's times out in left field at Baum Walker that there's a Canadian flag, a Hawaiian flag, an Australian flag, all flying side by side for the guys that have been such a big part of this offense.
High fly, and it's the second baseman, Call, who is looking at his buddy saying, are you good here, Salgado? And AJ does come in to make the play.
I don't think Salgado saw it.
Not initially.
Off the bat.
Nope.
And Call just kept running towards the baseball, not giving it up until Salgado was able to pick it up. Right there, he calls him off and makes the play look easy.
Mahiva Aloy pounded one off the back of the bullpen in right. He looks at strike one. 350 plus batting average, 21 homers, 67 runs batted in. And he was one of 3 on that Golden Spikes award. That one goes underneath the catcher and to the back. The work that he did defensively is something that Dave Van Horn raves about. How many ground balls he took, how he developed into one of the premier shortstops and one of the best he's ever had.
Yeah, Dave Van Horn tells the story. He got there his sophomore year, transferred in from Sac State, and in the fall, Dave walked up to him, and Dave's an infield guy first, and said, are you going to let me coach you? Are you going to let me coach you defensively? And Vahiva said, yes, I'm ready. And he's turned him into one of the best shortstops in the country, and a kid that is going to go somewhere squarely into the first round.
Rolls one over. Watch Cholowski here. He will take his steps and then fire. And Aloy is retired.
I have a feeling those guys are going to play against each other for a while. Those two shortstops get a chance to play this game for a long time.
Usually they say the best athlete, that's where they belong. And this year, throughout college baseball, there's a lot of good shortstops.
Logan Maxwell, the 3-hole hitter. That one is going to get into right field off the end of the bat. Didn't come off hard, but it's a hit for Logan Maxwell. And the hit parade continues for the Razorbacks. A 2-out single for Maxwell, who was so critical to get him healthy again. He was hitting .342, had 9 homers early. He hits in the 3-hole, and he just had that lingering hamstring injury that flared up in the opener early in the season. But boy, getting him back fills this lineup out. KP has kind of harped on it that this is the Arkansas offense that helped carry them to the #1 ranking at one point this season. And then they started slipping a little bit, and then they bounced back. Remember the gauntlet that they had to go through in their schedule late in the season in the SEC?
Yeah, the last 3 weeks was crazy for Arkansas. Texas #1 at the time, then go to LSU, then you get Tennessee at home. 20 wins in the Southeastern Conference. You win 20 games in that league, you can play. You win 15 games in that league, you can play.
And one of the things that has bitten Arkansas was a Gage Wood-like performance. Now, they haven't been no-hit here, but they have been handed some cards from some pitches on nights that they pitched well, and they will recite them. David Price and Jordan Montgomery of South Carolina got him in 2012. Kevin Abel, we were here for the 2018 complete game shutout. He threw 129 pitches. Dylan DeLucia, Ole Miss, a 4-hit shutout. Well, Wood turned the tables, and after the strikeout, we get a chance to talk with him. Chris Budden will interview Gage Wood, he of the no-hitter masterpiece. So what's the last 24 been like for him? We'll find out when we come back.
Now back to the top, he will face Murray State's best. The 1-2. Swing and a miss! Greatness from Gage! A no-hitter!
Hero, the Giants, legends, we're on the right.
Oh, we just heard the song. We got Gage Wood. Here are the numbers. 9 innings, a lot of donuts up there, and 19 strikeouts. Third no-hitter in men's College World Series history. How would you describe, the last 24 hours, Gage?
Life-changing. That's all I can say.
That's right. And how so? So how does that sort of look? What does that mean?
I mean, my phone still hasn't quit blowing up. I mean, like, everybody just reaching out to me. I'm hearing from celebrities with, millions of followers, and it's crazy.
Well, all right. So who? Come on now.
I talked on the Pat McAfee show today.
Okay.
That was pretty cool. I had a good time doing that, and I was stoked to get that opportunity. So
yes, sir.
I would just put that at #1 right now.
A lot of guys can't sleep before they pitch. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to sleep after they pitch. Did you sleep at all last night? Because that's a hard one to come down from.
I got about maybe 4 hours. Come on, make a play.
High throw, and it's airmailed from Iredale, and slipping around first is LeVou.
Yeah,
they
there we
have a
go.
chance to get him, and they do. Wow, another big break for the Razorbacks as Mulali LeVou slipped rounding first.
And they just finished dragging the field as well. So the field a little bit slick on the topsoil. Throw airmailed, but LeVou immediately sees the bounce, slips, trips.
Hey, now.
Perfect reaction as well.
How about the play that Kojal made on this?
Yeah, that was incredible heads-up play right there. going and not giving up on that. That's a big out right there.
Well, and it's a play you never have to make. He got all the way around it and barehanded like he was throwing the ball to first and then threw an absolute dart to Robinette to finish it off. That was well done.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just glad he didn't give up on that. You know, that's the kind of player he is.
I have a question for you. When you're on the mound, you got that earpiece going, and they don't put down the number 1. What do you hear in the earpiece?
Fastball, middle. I hear that one quite a bit.
Do you kind of laugh every once in a while when that's what it is? Like, just grab it and throw it right down the middle, and we dare him to do something with it.
I mean, I wouldn't say laugh, but I mean, I like hearing it. You know, it's I feel like it's just me challenging and saying, here it is. Here's my best pitch. See if you can hit it. If you do, good job. If you don't, good job to me.
But do it again.
When do you know you have it going on?
Really, I had my command, and I just felt synced up yesterday, just in that flow state. And there for a while, I mean, I was just cruising in the windup, and then when I had to go to the stretch for the first time, that's when I realized, I was like, man, this is my first pitch in the stretch.
Gage, you'll never be able to give your dad a better Father's Day present than you did yesterday, but there was a sweet moment where you went up and gave him the ball. Can you kind of take me through what that moment was like?
I was looking for my family to go see them before I went up and did all the media interviews and everything, and then I saw him right behind the dugout, and Ryder had just given me the ball, and I was like, all right, you know what? I need to give him a Father's Day present, because we were up here, and I was like, all right, this will work. So I just walked over there, threw it up to him, said happy late Father's Day, and I guess that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, that one works okay.
That's one you won't forget about. Tell us, and the people at home who have now heard about Gage Wood and read about Gage Wood and watched, as we watch the 3-2 come in here. Oh, that's a line.
There we go.
And that one is caught from Iredale. If you could, like your backstory, you know, between your parents and your development, and if there was a pitcher that you idolized or mimicked, how has it worked for Gage to get to where you're at?
Really just growing up around the sport with my dad. Growing up, he was always playing men's league softball when I was really young. So I just grew up out there, you know, throwing and everything. And I just remember in the yard, I mean, we'd always throw the baseball or a football or something. But he always took me to the field early to hit and, you know, on the field. And then just kind of started progressing. And then we started playing travel ball as I got older. And then once I got around like junior high to high school area, that's when I really decided that I wanted to play baseball at the next level. And I mean, they spent a lot of time, money away from home, a lot of long summers, long nights, early mornings, and a lot of money sacrificed that they took me around the country to play. And it ended up paying off. And then at my high school, one of the biggest mentors of my life was Price Holmes, my strength coach in high school. He just kind of got me introduced to what strength and conditioning was, and really just focusing on my body. I mean, the body transformation I had my last 2 years of high school was, I mean, it was insane.
Did the velo jump with that?
Yes, it did. And I mean, I got bigger, faster, stronger. I mean, I just looked better. I was moving better. And then now, I mean, we got Coach Bell. He's been unbelievable since I've been here. I would no doubt call him the best strength coach in the country for any college program. Come on, make a play, Coach. There we go, right there. Get off the field. There we go, big zero. But yeah, the development standpoint from then is just, I mean, it's been unreal. And I mean, through high school, I went to Evan Lee as well. He pitched for the Nationals. He played a big role in developing my pitching.
Yeah, listen, you've been great. We can't wait to see you again. Enjoy it. Bask in the spotlight, and I know you'll lock back in. Unbelievable.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That is Gage Wood, he of the third no-hitter, and arguably the greatest pitching performance we've ever seen in a game at the College World Series. Gage Wood, mom and dad celebrating what will never be forgotten. There is the ball. They'll keep that forever. Son and father here at the World Series. Final four after tonight, Coastal and Louisville. What a game the Louisville won. was. We had a big error late, and then Louisville's Alisea, the shortstop, who had one go right under his glove, allowed the game to get tied. They were ahead by a couple. He's the one who ended up scoring the winning run, and there was a whole bunch of emotion when he slid across home. So Louisville will try to knock Coastal from the ranks of the unbeaten. And we'll see who LSU plays. It's Arkansas up 2-0 against the Bruins of UCLA tonight. Tell you who loved that play by Kojal as well was his skipper, Dave Van Horn. You've got to pay attention. There's a liner right at the first baseman.
Gage Wood has one more little piece of memorabilia to go home with, because Dave Van Horn likes to go get the local newspaper and lay it on the laundry if there's anyone who has been featured in the local newspaper. And obviously this one was Hog Heaven on the front page of the Omaha World Herald. Woke up with that on top of his clothes today.
Yeah, I think for a kid that age to recognize it's life-changing, many people I'm sure have told him that, but the actual ramifications of that will be felt through the course of the years as he gets older and older. This is not an overnight sensation and we're going to drop because we brought up no-hitters from the 50s and 60s. People will be doing this 50 years from now, and that game is going to be talked about.
And it was a close game. It was a
elimination game.
Elimination game. He had a perfect game until the hit by pitch, but still kept his composure.
Kihio Aloy took the round out of the baseball the last time up when he hit 115 miles an hour. He just flattened it. And when they were growing up together, you know, not that Vahiva couldn't hit, but the reputation was he was the fielder, Vahiva, and this guy was the hitter. Quite clear they've become more well-rounded players, but as they were growing up, this guy would be the one hitting it and Vahiva would be fielding them all. .3-1 lifted fairly deep to left center. It was carrying earlier today. It doesn't carry there except into the glove of Peyton Brennan. And Aloy is retired.
I mean, Arkansas has been a lot louder offensively today. It's 2-0.
Yes, it is.
Cody Del Vecchio has hung in there and took some haymakers in the first and has been pretty efficient. Has not walked anybody, so he's forcing this offense to go to work, and he is giving the Bruins a chance, which is all you could ask for a kid that hasn't pitched in well over 2 months. He's got 2 outs in the fourth and just a 2-run game.
Again, he began the 25 campaign. He was the team's Friday night starter. He played his first 2 years at UCLA exclusively as a reliever, a 6.82 ERA across 7 starts, 33 innings, and then he became ineligible. And then he was ineligible literally until about a week ago. He was hurt in 24 for a big chunk of the year. 26 innings was all he threw, a 2.42 ERA, the Friday night starter.
Here you go.
We harp on the fact that the Bruins don't have depth at starting position. Well, he was ineligible.
Yeah.
That's a guy who was starting Friday night. The net rolls one, and it's going to be called. And Del Vecchio, another good heads-up play. And then a little fadeaway jump shot to get the ball back to the mound. The Mighty Missouri getting ready for a good night's sleep. It's the end of the fourth, and people are still walking the BKP.
All right, let's take a look at Zach Root, who's been outstanding today. The ability to land a breakable kind of sets everything else up. And when he is doing this, then this one gets even better. Glove side fastball, the ability to stick it on that side. Got some swing and miss with it. He's also shown the ability to expand the strike zone with that curveball too when he gets late. So can steal a strike with it, can throw it down in the dirt and trust his catcher. Very different numbers from what we saw a few days ago, and I don't think totally unexpected from Root.
Brennan swings at the first one. And just out of play. Now, I mean, I hate to beat the dead horse, but that first inning changed the game. Your point's really well taken. I mean, they've only got 5 hits. They only lead 2-0.
Yeah.
But boy, bases loaded, 1 out, and then a steal of home to end the inning, followed by a 2-run home run. I mean, that's the game in a nutshell. That's the first inning. We're in the 5th as Root is rolling along. And the Bruin offense has gone real quiet here in Omaha over the last couple of days. Yeah.
Somebody's screen printing now. That gets spun around. Why didn't we think of that?
So what are they calling this place now?
Yeah, Chris Button just said that's another one of those shirts that's being made called No Maha, like no hitter, No Maha.
Got the Omahags. Omaha. Not bad.
Back up the middle. It deflected off Root. Aloy gave it a dive, but it rolls all the way into center field. Men's College World Series after tonight will be down to its final 4. The action will continue with the championship series that starts on Saturday. It's a night game Saturday and a day game on Sunday. For more information, go to NCAA.com. It's the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships.
Okay. So for the Bruins, first, I would say real base runner since the first inning. There was the error that was erased immediately, and now it just feels like you got to get some pressure on Root, start to make it feel uncomfortable.
I'd send a bunt right here.
Yeah, I mean, 17 at bats on the year. It would make some sense to try to advance him, but not there.
No, and it didn't look great in that first plate appearance when Blythewood got ahead 3-0 and Root came back and struck him out with a fastball right down the middle.
He was so late on the fastball.
Yeah.
You would think Coach Savage would put the bunt, but he's going to allow him to swing the bat.
Well, you see a confident kind of nod after he swung and missed it. That like, yep, I did. I saw that. I'm going to be okay. Not there, though. Blythewood comes from the same high school as Pete Crow, Armstrong, Freed, Flaherty, famous Harvard Westlake. How's Pete Crow Armstrong doing this year? Things going well for him?
Working out.
My goodness.
It's working for him.
The parents who are in the movie industry, man, he has got a script going. And Harvard Westlake has produced some phenomenal baseball players.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Blythewood, yes, he did. The deke by the home plate umpire. Oh, no, he didn't, did he? Yes, he did, says the first base umpire.
And this is just being overmatched, not having seen a lefty like this in Zach Root, who has that strikeout ability, the swing and miss. Good call by first base umpire Jeff Head.
5 punch outs for Root. 1 down here, and Duggar, the catcher, up. And so good against lefties, looking to roll a double play if you're Root.
Duggar has had some really good at-bats during this College World Series. Got caught looking last time on a pitch you could say was outside.
All right, so if you take that face and you go to the mound and you extend the beard, you'll see that dad and son do have a lot of similarities to him. Zach and Vance.
Hold up.
97-mile-an-hour fastball we saw earlier and an 80-mile-an-hour breaking ball. And since that first inning, Root has been outstanding. That was the first base runner that he has allowed. Remember, there was that E5 where you touch first technically, and then LeVou on the turn got thrown out. But nobody has stood on first base since the first inning until now.
KP, you just did the breakdown about the breaking pitches, which we've seen against Duggar. But here could come that arm side fastball, the one he froze him on last time. It's been money for him late in counts. Hitter sitting on the off speed.
That's foul. He went to 94 miles an hour. And we got ourselves a web gem in the stands.
It's an out in Savannah Bananas, isn't it?
It's an out. Yeah. Sure is. I love the glove. I love folks bringing gloves to the ballpark because you just never know. And in this ballpark, we don't have screens around the infield like we do at nearly every other ballpark, so you got a real chance to get a souvenir.
Duggar gave a little bit of the Soto look right there back at the pitcher. I like it.
Should be proud of that take. That's a tough one to lay off of right there.
Off the glove. Kozel's looking for somebody to get over there, and they do. Boy, another ball that bounces the Hogs' way as Robinette deflected it. Kozel picked it up, and they went right back to the first baseman.
How about Kozel being in the right spot again?
A couple times, yeah.
Reaction right there. Takes his time. He knows he's running down the base.
He started pointing too.
I love that.
Yeah, okay, somebody get there because I got it. Get on back. We got time.
So for the first time since the first, now a runner moves into scoring position. A Phoenix call. Backed off the plate to maybe set up a changeup away to the righty. When we sat down with Phoenix, you could just tell how over the moon he is with the fact that his Bruins and his boys are here in Omaha. Dream of a California kid is to take the sport you love and take it to the heights like this. He's had a perpetual smile on his face.
On this UCLA roster is full of California kids.
100%.
33 California kids on the roster. Not of their traveling roster, obviously, but of the overall roster this year, 33 of them from the state of California.
2-0. Brennan leads off second. It's a 2-0 game. And Call swings and misses at 85. Zach Root from the first inning on has been in complete control.
And you have that changeup and the ability also to throw the fastball 94 to 95 on the inside part of the plate is lethal against any right-handed hitter.
Two shakes. The outfield is shallow.
Oh, no,
and did he go? No. Top of the order, West due up next. As the Bruins come in having won 48 games, fifth most in program history. Most they ever won was 52-19. They need one more to stay alive, and that's a big walk there from Root to get Dean West up and put two aboard.
Positive signs for this Bruin offense because that's a good take too. 3-1 recognized spin. Lays off of it. That'll get Matt Hobbs take the jog out to the mound and get UCLA back to the top of the order.
Aiden Jimenez is in that bullpen warming up as Hobbs goes out there to address Root. That's only his second walk of the night. The first one came to the fourth batter of the game and nothing since.
Remember, Aiden Jimenez ran down to that bullpen in the first inning.
Right, exactly.
And that's when Arkansas wasn't quite sure what they were going to get out of Root. Once he got out of that inning, cruised through the next three. UCLA with some traffic here in the 5th.
There are a lot of weapons out there, none of which were needed with the Wood no-hitter. But in the tournament, top 3 in both strikeouts per 9 and ERA, and they can throw it really hard. Now Gackel won't be available because he threw in the game that Root came out and threw great. Another bullpen saver was Gabe Gackel. That's a big spot in the game after the first inning. Most traffic they've had. Gets the strike, looked off the plate, but it's 0-1 to Dean West.
Yeah, West didn't like it. Double on in left field, just playing a couple steps in, but not towards the line. Outfield straight up.
Same thing, nearly identical, and look at West. Question Gregory, creep behind home plate.
Just go a little bit further.
If you Root.
If you Root.
He comes with the 0-2. Too far out. Quickly going to third base. Brennan, he will get in. And now into scoring position moves not only Brennan, but Call.
Hell yeah, way to beat him!
Really good base running right there by the Bruins. Good read, ball in dirt. Brennan didn't hesitate at all. Sees it, immediately takes off. Now Frank, trying to get his feet under him, slipped a little bit on the grass.
Remember, West reached on a slow roller up the middle. He's got terrific speed. No, that one is a little too far off. Although I got to believe at one point West had that thought, like, again?
Yeah, he's just hoping he doesn't hear anything right there.
Right.
Good take, though, followed all the way in.
Single could tie this game, though the outfield is shallow. This one up the middle. He's off and running. Koja will fire to first, and he will leave 2 on. And Zach Root, 3 days after giving him 1 2/3 tonight, has got him through 5.
I'm Mike Patrick. It's great to have you with us from the College World Series.
For more than a decade, Mike Patrick was the voice of the College World Series. He perfectly expressed our shared disbelief at what we just witnessed.
What a throw from Audley! Holy cow!
He helped us say goodbye to Rosenblatt Stadium. A personality that fit the friendly confines of Omaha as if he'd lived here his whole life. Good evening, Mike, and thank you.
Amen to that. It's great to have you with us. Spent many years with the great Mike Patrick here. He, of course, was the voice for the NFL on Sunday night. He was the first voice, of course, for ESPN. But boy, he left an indelible image right here and in this booth. And I remember many a night just kind of trading places with Mr. Patrick.
He's one of the greatest, man. It was such an honor, honestly, to sit next to him, because I grew up listening to that voice on Sunday nights and then in the College World Series, and it just, you knew the game mattered when Mike showed up, and you knew when you heard it's great to have you with us, it was go time, because that's the way he always brought us on.
It's the voices that make you fall in love with the game, and that continue that love for the game.
Yeah, we miss Mike Patrick, but we are grateful for the experiences we all shared with him, and you at home, I'm sure, share the same. The man that loved what he did. Line drive to start here. Brent Iredale is going to be on. And a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 5th inning. I agree with you, Kyle. I'm not sure what they thought they'd get out of Del Vecchio, but the fact that he's standing on the mound, they nearly were a hit away from tying this game up. But he's got him here in the bottom of the 5th, leading just 2-zip. He's given up 6 hits, only 2 runs. If you're UCLA, you got to feel good, but you got to keep it here.
Yeah, I mean, I think now is when the leash gets a lot shorter, because you've already got out of him what you were hoping to get out of him for the most part. Pitch into the 5th, tight ball game, gives you a chance.
Just foul.
on a night that it seemed like, I mean, the early returns were this Arkansas offense may have put on a show. I mean, you go leadoff single by Davalon, Vahiva goes deep, and felt like maybe this is when that offense was going to break out. But Delvecchio has done a great job of holding them down since then.
Justin Thomas Jr. with a strike. They go into a shift 3 on the left side. Wide open on the right. Friends at True Media have asked the question, how special a year has it been for Arkansas? They lead Division I in run differential. They're plus 289. You know the team that led the country in run differential last year?
I'd say Tennessee.
You would be exactly right.
Worked out well for them.
.538 runs they have scored. The Hogs 11th in the country in runs allowed, 249. So 538 runs, 249 allowed.
7 players with multiple digits when it comes to home runs. 10 or more. They can slug.
You do wonder, will he let Delvecchio see Davalon Aloy for the 3rd time? Savage said we got 4 or 5 guys that haven't even pitched, in spite of the fact it felt like we've seen 3 staffs pitch for them. There's a liner, and how about it, right between Call and Chalowski. And you couldn't place that any better as Justin Thomas Jr. is aboard. They had 3 guys there to defend it, and he rocketed one through them all.
Well, we saw both the Aloy brothers hit the ball hard, compress it. This one here at 112 miles per hour, down in the zone. And he just finds barrel on this when you can define it any which way you want. Thomas Jr. getting on base, so hard hit that West was able to keep Iredale at second.
And that may do it for Cody Delvecchio with the left-handed hitting Davalon coming up for Arkansas. Let's see what Savage has in mind. May was warming up. He is pointed to his pin. Looks like the lefty May is coming in to deal with Davalon when we come back to Omaha. Aloy, right field, deep. And out of here. A no doubt about it shot from Vahiva Aloy. He will follow Charles Davalon, get the scouting report on the new pitcher for the UCLA Bruins. And it is the lefty Ian May, 6'2", 185, a redshirt junior out of Laguna Niguel, California, Dana Hills High School. Former Cal Golden Bear. Cody Delvecchio just became eligible within the last week. Thrown into a College World Series start and availed himself well.
He did, but this bullpen, and Ian May has been a starter for a lot of this year too, but the bullpen is what UCLA is going to have to lean on now. For May, on for the 27th appearance, 12 of those were starts. A ton of swing and miss. You see just 47 strikeouts in 70 innings. However, lefties have had a hard time handling this year, especially with the slider. It's fastball, slider, changeup, but the slider has been really good against left-handed hitters.
Two aboard, big spot in the bottom of the 5th, and the first one at Davalon misses out. May was one of the 6 different guys used by Savage earlier, and again, the Bruins had to come back and play LSU, finish their game. They played 6 innings today after the game was suspended last night. That was early this morning, 10 a.m. May will get the call on the corner.
I found your place to get those no-hitter shirts, Rev, if you want them.
Oh, you did?
Yep, just DiGiorgio's tent right over there. Right over there is always good. Head that way. Just head towards the Blatt. Keep walking. Go in where the Mattress Factory is. Find DeGiorgio's tent. They'll set you up.
So as good as May has been against lefties, Davalon is one of those guys that hit both. He's
better against lefties.
Exactly.
Yes.
450 against lefties.
And it's his approach to go the other way. Stays on it, not afraid to get pitched inside. And that's why, because he can react so well to that pitch. He shows it once, but he does not let that pitch affect anything middle away. Continues with the same approach.
And is very comfortable using the left side of the field, especially left on left. It's crazy splits. I mean, a left-hander to hit 470 against left-handed pitchers just does not happen.
I got Lenny Dykstra here. I got nails.
There we go.
There's definitely some of that there.
Two hard ground ball. Call Chalowski. Easy. And the team that has turned more double plays than anybody turns another one, and that's simple playground stuff for those two.
Yeah, I mean, this is the team that leads the country in double plays, and they've shown us why all the way through this tournament. Yet to make an error, the Bruins are in the College World Series. That is about as tailor-made as you can make it for this.
Number
66 double plays. They have 10 more than anybody else in the country.
Yep. Well, they also don't strike a lot of guys out. They do put the ball in play, their pitchers, and Aloy looks at a pitch way off.
I know they're up 2, bottom of the 5th inning, but Hivo Aloy facing a left-hander with a left-hander on deck. This right here, I would not throw him anything good at all. Stay away, away, away the entire time. Might as well put 4 fingers up.
The old school coach would kind of think along with you. The Aloy's locked and loaded. That's in there for a strike. It's Jamie who did all that traveling with them when they were 12 and 13 and brought him to San Bernardino, came to Omaha. There with Napua.
Jamie's not missing arm day either.
No.
He's jacked.
He's not. That's another good one. So they have thrown him 2 strikes, breaking pitches both.
On back door.
His home run to right went off the back of the bullpen. It got there in a hurry. It was number 21 on the year. With 2 out, big runner down there at third in Iredale. Tried it again and he fouled it off. Skill to be able to hit with 2 strikes. 7 for 19, 3 homers in the tournament.
3 home runs with 2 strike counts. I mean, it's his ability to hit with 2 strikes has been amazing, not just in this tournament, but the whole year.
41 2-strike hits.
We're not shortening up, just going for a single.
Seems to work.
2-2, drives one, right center field. Brennan going back, it's got Kelly. He slides and it's off the wall. Iredale is in. Aloy heads to third, and he smokes a triple and puts the Hogs up 3-0.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I agree.
The best hitter in a very deep offensive team, and that's in Arkansas, is Fahim Aloy. 2-strike hitting. Just talked about it right before that. That's his 43rd hit, as the home run was his 42nd. Missed it by a couple feet. Fahim Aloy just making a statement here in this game why he is so highly touted.
I'm going to tell you something, too. That is a changeup that is down off the plate.
Way down.
It was down. His ability to use the right side of the field. That's where the home run went earlier, and that is a home run anywhere else that he's playing right there. But a triple and a changeup that was a ball.
And you saw John Savage try to communicate to Duggar, the catcher, like, that's not really where we wanted it, but when you throw 2 for strikes, it kind of lulls you into thinking, I can get back in there again. I think that's more about Eloy's plate coverage. His 2nd triple of the year.
I just do not let that man at third base beat me.
Not when you have left on left to follow and there's 2 outs.
And it's not a strikeout pitcher on the mound. It's not like it's Zach Root on the mound. This is a contact first pitcher in May. Savage rolled the dice and got fooled in the 2-strike tramp.
Eloy has knocked in all 3 runs, the homer and the triple. And Maxwell looking for a little insurance. Three balls and a strike. Remember Christian Moore, SEMO from Tennessee, who is now up in the major leagues, hit that rocket out to center field over the wall with the wind blowing in. That was another liner, and that didn't miss being a homer by much.
No, I mean, TrackMan said that ball should have gone 414. Just given the pace it came off the bat in the launch, there's enough wind blowing in, and to one of the biggest parts of the park, it didn't carry out. But that ball was touched.
Well, here comes John Savage again. May is done for the evening after doing double duty by throwing today and tonight. And you're going to go back to another one that has done that as well. Cal Randall, he of the high leg kick, is going to come in and try to make sure that the Hogs stay where they are. First and third. Take a look at how many inches this ball was off the ground when Vahiva Eloy took out the seldom used 4-iron and golfed it.
He used his legs on this one. His ability to make hard contact with 2 strikes is special. And the ability for that ball to continue to spin, just missed it by maybe a foot.
Yeah.
Unbelievable power and great hand-eye coordination.
People, the Men's College World Series is brought to you by Wendy's new, get after it boys, Frosty Flavors. Let me give you some options. Brownie, batter, frosty, caramel, strawberry, caramel crunch, the Dave O'Brien special OB Oreo brownie, and the Pop-Tart strawberry. Can we think about introducing the Pop-Tart cinnamon? Can we go
calling out new flavors?
Yeah, let's get our own flavor. If you could create a flavor, where would you go?
This is super boring, and I don't care. Just the normal Frosty.
Old school?
Was what I always.
Vanilla?
No, it's like a combo. A little bit of a combo between the two. Just an old school, real. Give me that. We can sprinkle some other stuff in. But Cal Randall's going to sprinkle a pretty good fastball in. We saw it earlier today. We'll see if that velocity could carry over right here. But he was up to 97 earlier today.
That one is down. These boys knew this was a real possibility after they threw today. So many of them didn't throw a lot, 10, 12, 14 pitches. They knew they had a chance to come back tonight. Eloy is at third, Maxwell at first, Helfrich looks at another one down, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. To the big righty, Cal Randall. Given the arms that Arkansas has got and have not been used, they got power. It's a big at bat to keep it here, and it's 2-1. Misty and Callan got good seats for this one. We've seen a lot of different emotions from parents. Some are very stoic, others get big time into it. Three balls and a strike. Bruins have been quieted here. They had averaged 10 runs per game in the tournament, which was tied with Murray State for the 4th most. They have not been able to come up with the big hit, and right now they need a big pitch. Helfrich, and they got the pitch they wanted. Call goes out, now stops, and he's there to make the play.
Well, it's Fahima Aloy, remember the name, 30th multi-hit game of the year. He's making a statement. Home run, triple, check, check.
We've got a dugout for a bunch of hungry and humble dogs.
The teal is for real. To win 25 straight is ridiculous. We don't care who we play. We're going to play our game and we're going to win.
And the Tigers go to 2-0.
Nobody's thinking about anything but winning.
That's what you dream about, and that's why I want to win.
Currently sitting in the driver's seat with their hands on the wheel. Not of that vehicle, but that's where they are in this College World Series tournament. The numbers back it up. You go 2-0 to start. The chances of winning increase beyond dramatically to win the whole thing. Coastal's been here twice, and they haven't lost yet in their trips to Omaha. They won the whole thing back in 16. Zach Root's night is over. And now it's a bullpen game, but what a bounce back for the Hogs. Zach Root, after what he did a couple nights ago, said to Van Horn, I want it. And he delivered, and now it's up to Aiden Jimenez and the rest of the bullpen.
Yeah, who has been a starter for a lot of this year too. Jimenez coming in right now with it's low to mid-90s fastball. I mean, it's still very, very advanced stuff. Cutter and a slider and a changeup sometimes to left-handers.
Chalowski probably happy to see Root out. That last swing that we saw was not a good one. It was a breaking pitch that sawed him off. It was a half-swing sword, and he ended up grounding to first. Did single in the first. He plays with a phenomenal enthusiasm.
Well, he's seen a fair share of breaking pitches during this College World Series.
The 1-1. And beaten slowly up the middle. Aloy fields, fires, and he gets Chalowski. Nice play by Vahiva Aloy, who's having an all-around great game.
The route was so good because he started deep. I think he thought it was hit a little bit harder than it was. But watch the adjustment right now. Start going towards first base. So more momentum to get through that throw. We showed the graphic earlier. His freshman year at Sac State, he made 17 errors. The 2 years since, he's made 11. Has turned himself into a plus defensive shortstop. Made a pretty tough play look fairly easy right there.
Before this inning, UCLA assistant coach Bryant Ward got the hitters all together to go through the scouting report for Jimenez, but started it also with saying this: we don't have a huge mountain to climb back from. We have to think about it first of just winning this inning.
After one out, LeVou swings and fouls one straight back. Perhaps the story of Arkansas in this 2025 World Series will be the no-hitter, but also the impact of the no-hitter, meaning how you have bullpen arms rested. A win here, and you got to deal with LSU tomorrow night, but having a guy give you the no-no sets you up for 2 in a row. Pop up on the infield.
Yeah, you lose the first game and you get that no-hitter. It's pretty much starting from scratch again.
Resets everything.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when Zach Root can come back also in another must-win game and give you shutout baseball.
KP.
See, I told you.
There it is.
Told you where to go.
Is that runes underneath that?
Runes was sporting the chapeau earlier today. He constantly looks like he's on a safari, covered up. But there is nobody better than Mike Rooney when it comes to this game.
No, and he does not leave this place. And Bruins is locked in for every pitch all the way through.
It's a wonderful community. D1 baseball folks and Bruins, of course. But squeeze play with the Budster this year, reaching new heights. Social media exploding around all of that. That's some fire there.
Yeah.
We talked to programming about having that on a routine, regular Friday night basis.
Such a great way just to introduce everybody to the entire field every year during regionals.
Even you, Ravi, were getting involved on the Soch.
Of course.
Yeah.
Locked right into that. It's a great team that you guys have in that room. That's the connection between Squeeze and those that are out there watching. They got to know they have access to you folks in that studio and do a good job of putting up all those comments coming in via the Soch. 1-2 to Martin. That's called strike 3. Zach Root hands it over to Jimenez, and he locks it down. A 1-2-3 6th inning.
Arkansas is pretty good out of the bullpen too now. Jimenez comes in, works a quick 1-2-3-6 with a strikeout to finish. Still 3-0 Hogs.
Doing right now for Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers. We're going to be okay for a critical and must-win Game 6. Thursday, 8:30 Eastern time on ABC. Went down last night in a heap. NBA Countdown at 8 Eastern presented by DoorDash. SGA was, well, MVP SGA last night, and they are a win away. Strike poured into Cam Kojal as we start the bottom of the 6th inning. The home team leads it 3-0 thanks to 3 RBIs from Vahiva Aloy. That's better. It almost feels like, and we saw this in the first game that he pitched today, Randall has to get through that first inning and then he kind of locks in.
He's not light on stuff.
Watch out.
That's too far out. Would you rate the pitching, KP, and the development and the growth in this game with some of the guys you've seen at the collegiate level? Is it far greater than it was because of all the tools and mechanics that they employ, or is it similar?
Well, I think the velocity was more, for sure, because we've learned how to train velocity in the last 10 years better than ever. You know, pitchability sometimes may be down a little bit just because there's such an emphasis on velocity.
Called strike 3, and that one will require a pickup with a bat from Kojal. On his way back to the dugout as he gets punched out, caught looking.
But as long as we play this game, this one's always going to work. 96 on the outside black is always going to be pretty good. That's going to get a little bit warmer this weekend, but it's still balmy in here. Boys in Westwood, or boys from Westwood, this I used 85-90, but Kyle Randall showing a fastball off right there.
Yeah, they're not used to starting baseball games or continuing baseball games at 8 a.m.
8 local. Yeah, that's a tough turn.
Yeah, blame that one on the weather.
So we started at 10 a.m. this morning in the resumption of that game, which is 8 o'clock on the body clock of the Bruins. They had 0 rainouts all year. None. At the knees, paint at 97. They moved one game up a few hours, and that was the extent of it. So this was their first rainout.
First rain delay.
Yeah, that's right. They didn't play a doubleheader all year.
I'll tell you guys, to add to that conversation about the pitching, the 20 rounds now in the draft, the development, less teams also in minor leagues. creates more opportunities for kids to go to school, and the schools are really developing the pitchers at a high level.
Ben talked about it some in the earlier game today. I mean, it's the reality is major league teams are taking more college players in the draft now than they ever have. Because of that, the development has gotten better. It's not just pitchers, it's all the way across the board, and they're getting to the big leagues quicker.
He's gone. Nasty pitch there again. 97 down and away. And it looks like Cal Randall has found it. We will have the Major League Baseball first round and a little more of the draft Sunday before the All-Star game in Atlanta. And many of the names of the guys that are here and certainly who have shined through the collegiate season will hear their names called. It's one of our more enjoyable nights. You get Kylie McDaniel, you get Berkey out there. Nobody breaks down the draft. Nobody dives deeper into the draft than Chris Burke.
Well, he's already well into it.
I'm not surprised at all.
Our producer Greg Colley most likely is already getting more than 20 messages a day from Berkey. I'm just giving him 5.
The 1-1. Hey. Projected to go in the first round as early as number 3, Cade Anderson. We'll see again for the Tigers. He was outstanding. Ianson, that's an interesting question when they decide to bring Anthony Ianson back.
Look at that. Those are just the guys that are here.
Yeah.
And draft eligible this year.
How many picks did Gage Wood move up with yesterday's performance?
He didn't lose any money, that's for sure.
This ball is hit pretty well to left. It sends West shy of the track. He'll stop, come on, and make the play. Good inning by Cal Randall. Let there be a little light. Got dark, getting better. We go 7 here in Omaha. Well, it's a good race in the National League East. The Mets and the Phillies. New York's got a 4-1 lead over the Braves tonight, 45-27. Philadelphia got thumped by the Miami Marlins today. Lazaro took the loss. They lost 8-3. So Sunday night it will be the Mets and the Phillies, 7 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN. Hear it on ESPN Radio. Follow it and watch it on ESPN Deportes as well. We'll start at 6 Eastern with baseball tonight. Sunday night countdown. Just a wonderful day of baseball on the network when you have Game 2 of the College World Series Finals and then Sunday night baseball. Big, big day. We love baseball. We'll have it Sunday with the Game 2 of the finals and then Sunday night baseball. Bruins in the 7th, 9 outs to go. Got to get a little something cooking here, down 3, and Salgado sends one the other way, but it's going to get out of play. Salgado, Brennan, and Blythewood scheduled to hit. Brennan has cooled a little bit. He was 13 for 25 in the tournament. Went 0 for 4 against LSU. He is 1 for 2 tonight. Salgado takes a big rip at it. KP, I went over all those pitching performances against Arkansas. They've been here. They've been close. There was the play down the right field line in foul territory, of course. We've seen curses be broken at the major league level. I would hardly call what Arkansas has dealt with a curse. But is it only a matter of time before they break through, given the talent they have? It feels that way, doesn't it?
I mean, it's one of the top 3 or 4 programs that have never won a national championship. Well, Dave Van Horn's had them here 8 times. Been here 10 times total in the history of the program. But you look over the last 15, 20 years since Dave has been there, they're here 1 out of every better than 3 years. He definitely has a club that can do it. But whoever wins this is going to have their hands full because somebody would have to beat LSU twice to go to the finals.
Yep. those two staffs, now again, because pitchers have been used, each have 2 horses at the top, as that one is inside. Bullpens, power bats. Arkansas went 1-2 against LSU in the regular season, and again, one of them was a 10-inning game that they ended up losing. Strike 3, and a tag is applied.
Pretty darn good stuff Jimenez has there. He's thrown that cutter. He also has that little slider right there with a little bit more depth. Tough as a hitter to recognize late.
Been a frustrating couple of days offensively for the Bruins, as Peyton Brennan bats. Just 3 hits tonight against Root and now Jimenez, and the ball moving all over the place. "21 years Savage has been there." He says Cholowski may be the best player he's ever had there. Really good pitch on the inside corner. It says a lot given the pedigree of the folks that have come out of that Bruin program. Not draft eligible this year, the #1 presumptive pick next season. And a slow roller in the shift. Very close play, but Koshil is able to throw him out.
And because he plays so deep as a second baseman with the shift, you got to hustle on in. Got to get it. Understand the speed of the runner, and Brennan, who can move pretty well as a center fielder, almost beats that one out.
So they're going to go with a lefty, Aiden Espinosa, a .316 average, but very similar to Blythewood. Not many at-bats, just 19. He's got 6 hits in those 19, 1 double, the only extra base hit. As Jimenez tries to get through the 7th, and he dots the outside corner.
Heart speed got to be pumping right now for Espinosa. Getting that bat in the College World Series.
Got one of those photographic kind of memories, KP. Your experience in Omaha, extra special because you were from Omaha, but he just touched on Espinosa batting for the first time in Omaha. Like, you have that memory, like you're never going to forget the field. Yeah. You were a major league pitcher, like different, right?
The feel here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, this. Listen, man, I'm blessed to have played in the major leagues. I didn't play very long, but nothing for me will touch pitching in Omaha.
Pinnacle. Aloy. He's had quite the mountaintop performance tonight with his 3 RBIs. He's been rock solid in the field. The home of Kyle Peterson, the home of the College World Series, and soon to crown a new champion in 2025. It is a beautiful, beautiful city and one of the great sporting events of the entire year.
We go fishing all the time. We have a group chat, and there's like over 20 guys in it that like to go fishing on the team. Kahiva, he's really good at fishing. Davalon is loud, but he's good. Mendel and Sousa's a good fisherman. It's just something that kind of brings us all together. We have Lake Norm right behind the field, like to fish back there and spend time with each other.
Kosha was cracking me up just going through the rundown. Who's good, who's bad. Chuck talks too much. They went fishing. They also went swimming after the Supers. KP, I don't know if you saw it while you were there. They all went to that pond right in the back of the field and celebrated by jumping in there. Coach was, you know, that's a little muddy in there. It's a little shallow. I don't know why we're doing backflips.
It's a little stale, too. It's
That's not Lake Norm there.
Oh, that's the mighty.
That's the Missouri there. That's
Missouri.
I can see a coach wondering like what we're thinking there. Now we just won a super, but we're gonna do this.
Full send.
And we were being. Yes, sir.
Oh man.
No, that's clean. That's fine. You don't need to shower after that. We're good. Ducks. Look at the Ducks scrambling away.
Who is that?
Is that wood? Is that Gage?
No, it was Steel Eaves that did it.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was cool. After they won the Super, they took the trophy up through the stands. And you've seen a lot of teams do it kind of on the field and walk around the outfield fence, but they took it straight into the stands and up and down the rows. And it was cool for that fan base, and they all stayed.
That's a special place.
That's pretty cool.
The facility
Really cool.
is second to none. If you've ever gotten a chance to go there, the SEC is loaded with amazing facilities. But beyond the ballpark, which is great and has changed a little bit, you go inside where the offices are and the workout facility is, and it is beyond major league stuff. That is big league.
He built a lot of it. I mean, not with his own hands, but
no, you're
the
right.
program along the way. I mean, they have 32, 34 suites that are all full, and Dave's got a pretty good looking office right now. Too,
The one thing that's missing from that office and all those trophy cases, and it's very tangible when you go there because there are so many artifacts and trophies. It's that national championship trophy. And I appreciate what he said about this group. If this is the best group, or arguably the best group he's ever had, it would have felt hollow not to finish in Omaha. Doesn't mean you finish the job, but you finish in Omaha. Yep, Iredale will head to first. This is a kid that hadn't been home in about a year and a half, went to junior college. He had never really failed. Season starts, he killed it, started chasing a little bit more. Dave Van Horn sort of said, let's just stay calm, and he has trended back up and now has got himself into a lock solid position there in the 8-hole as a third baseman. There are the numbers for Van Horn when he got there. 2003 to the present, 21 appearances in the regionals, and that's 0 in the national title.
And Ravi, when you talk to the players, you know, it's not just Dave Van Horn that feels the pressure of wanting to win one. They do as well for their coach, but also for that program because of how supportive those fans have been for them to be able to bring home one of those trophies back to Fayetteville.
Yeah, there's no question that Marty McGee, I should say Marty and McGee, but the Ryan McGee piece about brotherhood, college baseball clubhouses and communities are extra special. The relationships that the coaches have with their players, the players have with each other, you know, how often they are together is neat. And yes, it is something Van Horn wants and Hobbs, but the players want it for their coaches because the coaches dedicate so much time and energy and love back. We'll be back. Pitching change. Grotu's coming in for the Bruins. We're back. It all happened in the first inning as the Bruins could not capitalize as the third out was made in an attempted steal of home. The NCAA Men's College World Series presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? And there's going to be some green in the wallet of that guy, Vahiva Aloy. If it was just based on tonight, he'd be a billionaire, man. A 2-run home run. He had a triple later. He's got all 3 RBIs. And good one. Root had his redemption. He had his revenge after an outing in which he did not last into the second inning and beyond. He went 1 2/3 3 nights ago through 38 pitches. He bounced in a big way. He's got his team in a great position for another showdown with the Tigers of LSU tomorrow night. Bottom 7, Hogs 3, Bruins nothing. And ball down from Chris Grotus, the lefty on the mound now for UCLA out of Anaheim Hills, California. Southpaw 6'3", 210, and there are the numbers, KP.
Yeah, and Grotus just another one of those pieces that we thought we would see this out of the UCLA bullpen, is try to get his 3 outs, piece it together and see if we got a chance. Left-hander with a fastball about 90 miles an hour, curveball and a changeup.
Thomas Jr. pushes it right back to him. He will look to second, go to first. And yes, it looked like Call looked back to make sure his foot was on the bag. And our first base umpire says it was. So there is the out on the sacrifice.
Yeah, Call had to hustle down. He was at double play depth, not believing that he was going to bunt. So he had to step on it, as you see from camera 33, the angle, hustling down the right side of your screen, trying to find the bag and at the same time receive the throw from Grotus, leading him towards the bag.
He wasn't sure if it was up against the bag.
I'm not sure that it was.
I would agree with that. Strike one at Avalon. Similar to the game that UCLA played earlier today against LSU, it was within reach until the very end. Avalon, a chopper charged by Call, backhand, underhand play to third base goes Iredale. Take a look at our Capital One rewarding performance. Vahiva Aloy.
Opposite field power is what it is, and then with 2 strikes, both of those at bats, driving it the other way, allowing the ball to get deep.
But we're in the same situation. Are we doing the same thing? No, we are not. Oh.
They've seen enough tonight from Vahiva.
Well, that's what should have happened in the bottom of the 5th. Famous saying that we knew, but we didn't know.
It's our buddy Chris Berman, famous saying one night, looked at John Kruk on the Baseball Tonight set and said about a pitcher, I forget the name of the pitcher, but let's say Kyle Peterson. We knew, but we didn't know. Which led John Kruk to look at him and say,
just
what?
what
do I do with that?
What did we know and what didn't we know? Take me to both places.
It's beautiful. So pressure on Duggar behind the plate with Iredale down there at third. Aloy's got a lot of speed out there at first. He doesn't go anywhere, and that gets a piece of the corner. Gregory Street's not afraid to call a strike.
He's riding him up too.
Crowd filled in nicely after you have to leave the ballpark at the conclusion of one game and then come on back in. We anticipate a huge crowd tomorrow night. The 1-1. Look out. Logan Maxwell, a kid out of Lima, Ohio. I've just been told it's not Lima like Tony Lima, it's Lima, Ohio.
Lima.
Were you on that, KP?
No.
Okay.
No, that's why I let you say all the tough ones.
Our director, Scott Johnson, was all over that.
Or Lima, Peru.
Or Lima, Peru. Or Tony Lima. Today was a very big day for our buddy Scott Johnson. Orchestrated by Kyle Peterson. He will be saying goodbye after 35 years of directing the College World Series. Ceremony in downtown, which we'll show you over the next couple of days. That one was weighted on and splintered to left center field. It's going to get down and go all the way to the wall. both in. Hands up at second base for Maxwell. And the Lima, Ohio native delivers 2 runs with a double to make it 5-0.
Oh, he'll make you pay. Allows the ball to get deep. Had seen that spinner before. This time, eyes wide open, stays with it and drives it to left center field. Staying behind it the entire way. In the gap. Driving 2 more for the Razorbacks.
And it feels like the Bruins bus is starting to run out of gas, the way that the bullpen was required to be used earlier today and now tonight.
If you look at what Arkansas has done today with Aloy going the opposite field, not once but twice, on the home run and then on the triple. The double right there, opposite field Maxwell. They're using the entire field, not trying to do too much, and that's been their success when it comes to slug here tonight.
We got a new pitcher, Jack O'Connor. Welcome to the game. He's got a role. It's generally to pitch in the 7th inning. They're down 5-0. Maxwell and company rolling along, setting up what looks like very much a rematch with LSU. Peterson, Eduardo Perez, Chris Budden, Carl Ravitch here. Oregon State and Arizona both left the College World Series championship, and now the Bruins, the last chance for teams west of the Mississippi, and they are in big trouble, down 5-0. If there is a rematch, it's tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Eastern time, and Louisville's got to win tomorrow, otherwise Coastal Carolina moves into the finals. They are 2-0. Louisville with a big comeback today after giving up a lead. Jack O'Connor's the 7th inning guy for the Bruins, a sophomore. See good numbers.
Yeah, this is part of that bullpen that put up the big numbers this year. Fastball slider primarily for O'Connor. Fastball will sit right about 90. It was good to see 3 former Pac-12 teams, I guess, now coming from 2 conferences, and Oregon State, the independent, coming back this year and showing that boys out west can still play plenty of baseball now.
Kendall Diggs is a pinch runner out there at second base. Maxwell sits down. But it talks about the obvious of Gage Wood and the impact that the no-hitter is going to have on him. Helfrich's got a pretty good story to tell the rest of his life.
Yeah. I caught and called
exactly.
a no-hitter.
Right. In college.
Then the next day I tagged a guy out trying to steal home plate in the 1st inning and flipped the entire game. What else you want to know about me?
I am Ryder Helfrich.
No. Don't ever do that. No.
Don't switch that ball out. It's got a little dirt on it. Leave it.
No, not as a catcher. No. If home plate umpire tells you to throw it out, throw it out. But no. Get it back to the guy on the mound. That may be the one he wants.
Think he knows what to do with it?
I don't know, but if he doesn't like it, he can throw it out himself.
Helfrich into the mitt. Smart. As we go to break, I got the name of the pitcher. Chris Berman. Kyle Loesch.
Oh.
We knew, but we didn't know.
Loesch.
We're having a day and night on Scott Johnson Day in Omaha, Nebraska. The Blatt loaded. Folks are enjoying the game, the atmosphere, and you come on inside. Take a ride with us from right field all the way in towards home plate. Charles Schwab has never looked so good, and we are anticipating a Final Four that will be fascinating. Jimenez deals in the 8th inning. The Bruins have not been able to muster much at all with 3 hits through the course of this game. The last one came in the 5th inning. 0-2 to Cash Duggar. Be real interesting to see what happens to the UCLA Bruins program. They will find out at some point in July, at least get a hint on July 1st, what the future is with their ability to get back into Jackie Robinson Stadium. And then secondly, what the future of their head coach is going to be. John Savage, who's got a 21-year career there, is a free agent. He doesn't have a new contract right now.
Lock him up.
Think about the players that they have right now on that roster. Mostly sophomores. #1 recruiting class in 2023, and they are showing the fruits of that labor.
Yeah, that's a great team next year if they all stay together.
And his pride is all in the development of the kids. Tries to get the homegrown in-state.
He gets them. He gets a lot of them. I mean, yesterday, 8 of the 9 in their offensive lineup, sophomores, all came out of that same class. So they're going to keep this run going. It feels like the bottom part of this order is going to have to get on. You start 8-9-1 right here and then see if the top can go to work.
Well, Duggar's in a good battle. 31st pitch on the way, and a little check swing to stay alive. Frustrated he even swung at it.
I think it would have been strike 3. That's a spoiler right there.
I like it too close to take. Just try to foul it off. He chokes up on the bat, spreads out, gets low.
So KP, there's nobody warming in the Arkansas bullpen. They got a 5-0 lead. It's conceivable that they got through 2 games with 3 pitchers.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, you couldn't ask for anything
after losing your first. No,
right.
Not close. They took what was a decided disadvantage and neutralized it. There we go. Knuckles, please. Let's go. We got a ball. Woo! Yeah, please. Yeah, I'll take that.
Tell you what, Duggar, after having struck out looking in the 2nd inning, he's not leaving anything to chance Gregory Street behind the plate.
10th pitch of the at-bat, and he did not go, and he worked a walk. It's the formula to try to get back in the game to get on base. But this game, you said it perfectly. It flipped in the 1st inning. As you see, Dean West trying to steal home. They had bases loaded, 1 out, and with 2 outs, he comes in. He thought he got his hand underneath the tag, but no. In a game of inches, that literally was inches, and it was followed in the next half, the bottom by an Aloy 2-run home run. And what felt like the Bruins could have drawn first blood, that went away, and they were quickly in a 2-0 hole. 1st inning. As soon as we said, you know, maybe 3 pitchers to get through 2 games, Arkansas, because of the walk, has got some activity out there. And this one is to right. It's going to hang up long enough for Maxwell. They got a double play, staring them in the face, but he didn't see it.
Yeah, he took a few steps before he realized.
Where was Duggar going?
I know. Where was he going on that one? I think he misjudged the ball, thinking it was going to fall. Watch him take a few steps.
If Diggs sees this right away,
oh, he's out.
He got a chance. I think it surprised Kendall Diggs too.
He was right in front of him. Maybe he didn't see him. I mean, he was so far towards second base.
Well, his eyes went first to second base.
Yeah. Dean West with the third baseman. Even with the bag, if not inside it. When you eliminate Cholowski's power threat and LeVou struggling a little bit, there's just not enough thump to overcome a 5-0 game, it doesn't feel like, because that threat of a homer is reduced by the ballpark. But when you don't have Cholowski swinging, and he's the kid with the 23 homers, and LeVou with 12, it's a real big ask, isn't it, for UCLA?
It is, but you get Dean West on and you start thinking, okay, now we got a chance, because those two guys are coming up. And even though Cholowski hasn't had any extra base hits in the postseason, he can change it with one swing.
Yeah, 1-2, and this one may get down, and it will into left field, and now heading to third base, and they will have men on the corners. Is Duggar. Good piece of hitting by Dean West.
Now, all around good piece of hitting, and Davalon also bringing and getting that ball in to the infield immediately, throwing it to the correct base, second base. Duggar gets the third on the hit.
I think he knows how big an opportunity this is. They've done it a bunch. Hobbs and Van Horn leave Jimenez in the game for Cholowski. Beats one up the middle. Aloy will try to step and fire, and that is sweet. Boy, did Vahiva Aloy make that look good. And Van Horn and Hobbs and the rest have the Hogs 3 outs away.
Yeah, the struggles of Cholowski continue right there. 6-3 double play. Arkansas getting out in another jam. They continue the lead, 5-0.
We will talk about the games, but the guys who actually played in those games, they'll remember the laughs, the deep dugout conversations, and yes, goofy dances and hats made from bananas.
I'm wide awake and I'm dreaming.
It became a pretty tight-knit family, to be honest. It's the brotherhood we got here. This is the closest family I've had.
It's the bond of baseball brotherhood.
A significant part of that too, right, is the age that these guys are at, the age that you guys were at. So many things are going on in your life. Your best friends, how many of them were from your playing days?
Oh, a lot. Yeah, whether it was high school or college, and it's just something different about a clubhouse and a team, and the things that you feel, I don't know, more comfortable with in those situations. And you remember the wins, and you definitely remember the losses, but you remember your buddies a lot more than all of them.
100%.
And then they're your buddies because they've seen you at your best and probably your worst.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're authentic, you're vulnerable, you fail. And they're there to help pick you up, and they're certainly there to help share in all of your successes. Yeah, that's Colin Cholowski on what will, barring a big comeback, be a very disappointing day where they failed to rally against LSU and couldn't muster much of anything here against Arkansas.
What we can't forget is UCLA won 19 games last year.
Yep.
These kids grew up understanding what failure was last season, and they turned it around this year.
Justin Lee is now in, making his 30th appearance, the sophomore out of LA, 6'3", 200. And you can see the number on the right, 25 walks to go with the 28 strikeouts. And he's behind 3-0 to Kojal. And on 4 pitches, he issues a first walk. Formula generally for Savage, even here, has been 7th inning O'Connor, 8th inning Souza, who pitched today, and the 9th inning Easton Hawk. It was curious that he brought Hawk in today. In that game against LSU, when it felt like using him maybe for more than one inning tonight would be a better use of him, but again, that would require them to have a lead or be very close. He's worn out the walkie-talkie, though, hasn't he? Oh, got real batteries in that thing, because he's been blowing into it since this morning.
Yeah, those batteries are some kind of special.
This is classic.
John Savage?
Oh, just all the above. Rod Chalowski came in, and then Cash Duggar went out there, and Greg Street told Rod Chalowski to leave probably 3 or 4 times. He wouldn't leave. Then John's going to walk out slow and have a discussion, try to figure out what happened, just to make sure that bullpen's got a little bit more time to get ready.
Total of 7 extra pitches right there just when he went out.
I'm going. I'm going. Yep. No, I'm going. Just give me a minute. I'm going.
And the Arkansas fans will take great pleasure in the fact that all of that just happened, and then the first pitch gets by the catcher, and we got our runner Kozel to go down to second base. Fairly certain that Chalowski was saying absolutely nothing to Lee on the mound. He was just barking into his glove. Into the sky. LeVou backs up and makes the play.
It's a big time pop-up right there. LeVou with a lot of time to be able to get it, but getting the first out, it's a big one. Big one for the young righty Lee on the mound. It's the first strike he threw, right?
Yep, there were 4 balls. This guy's going to be a star. Reese Robinette, it feels like. There is power here, and he is living his best life wearing that Arkansas Razorback uniform. So grateful for the opportunity. And he can impact the baseball.
He had the solo home run off of Kate Anderson the other night. That was the only run that Arkansas put up.
Hey, one thing, you can't take the smile off of the Bruins. All of them have been relishing this evening, seemingly doing it with a smile.
Chalowski's trying to make buddies with Kozel, goes in and starts talking to him, and then a pitch later tries to pick him off. He's trying to get him to feel comfortable.
The LSU Tigers await. There's a chance that they meet 3 times as Robinette hits this one hard on the ground. Bad hop, but Call will field and throw him out. It went right off the collar and up into his chest.
Pretty good evening right there. So winner tomorrow night. LSU awaits. LSU 2-0. Whoever wins tonight would have to beat the Tigers twice to get to the finals. Be interesting to see what LSU does on the mound, whether it's Anthony Ianson tomorrow night or someone else.
That one gets away, coming in, and there will be no play. Sliding in with his hands first to touch home is Kozel. A 6th run for the Hogs.
How about Kozel right here? Anticipating ball in dirt. It's the only way you're going to score on this. That ball did not get far
at all from Duggar at home plate. Watch that secondary. No hesitation. Goes to the outside of the plate. You don't see a lot of guys scoring on this.
Baseball player. And that one misses high. 2 balls, no strikes. Yeah, I saw Jay Johnson before the game earlier this morning, KP. He was not giving away anything, but he certainly made it clear that Ianson could be available. And he knew exactly the amount of pitches that he threw and what condition he was in. And he kind of said it with, it was only 40-something.
Yeah, I don't think it would shock anybody if he's trotting out there tomorrow night.
He did say about Ianson, if we do get him tomorrow night, or if we get him again because LSU is in the final, that he was joking with him. He said, I'm going to come out to the bullpen and tell you it's the 3rd inning. Because he has a bit of a bumpy ride in the 1st inning, and then he settles in. He did that last night. So he's trying to come up with a game plan, and that's not uncommon for pitchers. You know, that 1st inning can be a nightmare, and many a time you've wondered, is there a way we can convince that guy that it's the 2nd inning already? Have him throw the 1st in the bullpen and just get your mind right.
Fast forward.
John, what are you going to do? He thought about it. Maybe somebody talked him out of it. He looked like he might be coming out to get Lee, and instead he sat back down. 2 down, bottom 8. Thomas Jr. looks at strike 1. Easton Hawk has been used earlier today in a situation unfamiliar to him in an effort to try to keep a game close. Down 5-zip. You give him another chance here just to throw.
I don't know. Was he one of those 2 up?
Yeah.
I was with you. I thought John may get him right there and decided against. If this guy gets on, then yes. If Thomas reaches, then I would think you go to Hawk.
They're still running, and into center field goes that throw. Iredale to 3rd.
It's been aggressive base running the entire inning for Arkansas. Talked about Kozel scoring on a ball that just gets away. Iredale off and running, gets his 9th stolen base, and immediately recognizes that ball getting by him.
That is smoked into left field. That's going to get down. It's going to plate the 7th run. And heading into second base, trying to leg out a double, standing up. Justin Thomas Jr., a weapon in the 9 spot. A single and a double tonight with that RBI.
No, he showed his bat speed there. We've seen a lot of hard contact tonight from the Razorbacks. This one he just turned on it, fastball out over the plate. And I'm telling you, it is difficult sometimes to just stand there in the box when a pitcher is not really throwing a lot of strikes. And Thomas Jr. saw one right over the plate and did not miss it.
There'll be a lot of that tonight in celebration of this victory, and then there'll be a whole bunch more tomorrow. What is John Savage doing? Who's he calling from that pen? Is it going to be Hawk, the righty, or the lefty? It looks like it's going to be the lefty. We will not see Hawk. We will get Ryan Reeses when we return to Omaha in a 7-0 blowout. Fly on in with us as you're watching the NCAA Men's College World Series presented by Capital One. Became affectionately known as the Eddie Cab, wearing number 33. That's camera 33. All right, Sports Center is coming up. You'll hear from Rafael Devers. Get an update on his first game in a Giant uniform Rafael Devers, traded by Boston to San Francisco, was taking ground balls at first base before the game. Michael Wilbon on Tyrese Halliburton's injury, and if the Thunder will clinch the title Thursday night. Full post-game coverage from the Stanley Cup final. The Panthers get a 3-0 lead with about 10 minutes to go. If they win, they will win a World Series, a Stanley Cup. Are you going to the parade? Are you going to the parade?
It's at the beach. Last year it was at the beach. I'm thinking about it.
JP, it's on. Ryan Reeses is the 12th different arm that John Savage has used. 21st appearance by the UCLA staff at the College World Series. 12th different arm.
They have gone deep, and for Reeses, it is slider, slider, slider. We told you about the reverse splits that Davallon has. He has hit left-handers very, very well this year. Not afraid to just shoot it the other way.
All right, we still got a top of the ninth to go. It's 7-0 in favor of Arkansas. We're stealing bases. Thomas Jr.'s got a double. He's out there at second base. And Charles Davallon will be the hitter. You do wonder if the way the bullpen was used over the course of the entire season, if they just are on empty. Because as effective as they've been, they came in with arguably the best bullpen in college baseball, just numbers wise. It has not been effective at all here in Omaha. This one has popped up to Cholowski. He's there. That is the third out. We will go to the ninth inning. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2. They need them all. They are down by a touchdown. We are back. Charles Schwab Field, ninth inning, and last chance for the UCLA Bruins. Arkansas looking for back-to-back shutouts, and they'll be the first since Oklahoma State did it in 2016. The pitching has been dynamite, headlined by the no-hitter. The Waves did it in 1992. Oregon State as part of their championship run in 06. The Horns of Texas in 14. The Cowboys in 2016. The no-hitter from that guy right there, followed up by a terrific pitching start tonight from Zach Root. And now Will McIntyre is on, trying to close this thing out.
I think Arkansas has shown you tonight why they are built to be a team that could come back through a loser's bracket. And it's depth of pitching, and Will McIntyre is a part of that. How about 28 strikeouts and just 3 walks in 24 and a third, just a part of this very deep Arkansas bullpen.
Pitching decisions for tomorrow night, certainly for LSU, will be interesting. And again, you got to beat them twice in order to knock them out. They're sitting there at 2-0. They can lose tomorrow night, play again the next night, and go on to the finals. Difficult road, but as KP just laid it out for you, Arkansas is certainly a team equipped to do it. So McIntyre fires to LeVou, and that's a Tower buzz pitch. Tim Kirkshin used to talk about that all the time. When the buzzing of the tower, he said that's a rock group. Buzz the Tower. It's a good name for a musical group. That's poured in for a strike. You'd go out there, Kyle, wouldn't you? Or store and buy Buzz the Tower or download it?
Yeah, no, I'm a big concert guy too, so count me in.
Can see you up there flip-flopping around, watching that band down below, probably in a suite, checking out Buzz the Tower. What's the last concert you went to?
Garth at Memorial Stadium.
It's a big show. Big show. Name drop. Good pitch from McIntyre at 82 miles an hour, and LeVou at 2-2.
Yeah, that's his best. It's cutter, slider, call it whatever you want. They can add depth to it like he did right there, and I just see it again.
That is a fair ball down the line, and LeVou is thinking extra bases. It goes into the corner, and he is at second, looks up, he's coming to third. They overthrow the cutoff man, and he's in there. If they hit the cutoff man, he is likely going to be thrown out, but it was overthrown. That's
We'll put your hands on him and help him up.
And he did. Second triple of the season for LeVou. You think he was going to stop at second? He's like, no, I want a crooked number there as well in that column.
Dude can hit, man. Second in the country in RBIs. Gets the Bruins started here in the 9th. Looks like they're pretty tight, too. We're talking to Shane, our cameraman, on the way out. Think I can get a hit?
You think I can get a hit? I think Shane felt more comfortable and confident than LeVou did. All right, let's go see. Power of positive thinking, Shane. Way to go. Long day for Shane and the entire staff here. But a day of pride, man. Celebrating Scotty Johnson Day in Omaha, Nebraska. The director of 35 years, and all his people recognize the role that Scott has played in all of our lives. Oh, 0-2. Roman Martin can hit it hard. Did they make Scotty like a resident of Omaha or something today?
They're going to make him pay taxes.
Yeah, on the way out, honorary Omaha resident. Big day for Scotty.
What does that get you?
I don't know. I haven't heard of that one.
I mean, he's tapped into every restaurant and golf course in the entire state of Nebraska, let alone Omaha.
That is wasting good string cheese right there. There's too many snacks in the dugout.
McIntyre 84 and filthy as Martin is gone. One down in the 9th.
Well, and you know Will McIntyre doesn't want to be the guy to give one up either. When you go potential back-to-back shutouts, LeVou starts it off with a leadoff triple and then the strikeout right there on the breaking ball to Martin.
Arkansas has been on a magical run since losing that first game with a no-hitter, and now a 7-0 lead. And sitting there in their way to continue that is LSU. The Tigers will be rested after winning that game that was continued today. He had the rest of the day to Jay Johnson to get his guys ready. They'll have all of tomorrow and then arrive at the ballpark a few hours before the game at 7 Eastern time. A showdown from the SEC to see if Arkansas can stay alive or LSU moves another step closer to another title. And that is a fair ball, and it goes under the glove of Iredale. It was spinning all over the place, and now as he retrieves it, he fires to second, and it got close, but the ball was dropped. So Salgado will be at second. The Bruins break that shutout. They're on the board. You talk about a cue ball.
Yeah, not afraid to take the extra base. Now down 6. Exit velocity 49 miles per hour with serious spin. Watch this right here. Goes right over the bag. Is it going to be or not? Takes off on him right there.
That's just a ball you don't get at third base from a left-handed hitter either. I mean, Iredale going over, you know that thing's spinning weird coming off that second hop, but the Bruins are on the board.
For a second, Levu didn't know what to do because he knows if I get hit by this and I'm in fair territory, I'm out. So he kind of ran away from it. I'm going to go that way.
I'll tell you this, he had no business being in fair territory.
He was really close to the line. So maybe not such a waste of the string cheese, KP. Maybe not. We got to run. Should have gone to it earlier. McIntyre's last appearance was against the Tennessee Vols May 17th when he went 3 2/3. He struck out 4 in that game. McIntyre's going to have to field quickly and throw, and he throws it away. The Hawks are getting sloppy here, and the Bruins got 2 runs on the board.
I would think you're going to get a mound visit about right now. Just to come out and maybe shake everybody up a little bit. Arkansas giving UCLA hope right now, and I know there's still a ways to go, but ultimately you got a few of them in, a guy standing on second base, and I think this is a fairly direct conversation. But it's a tough play, don't get me wrong.
I don't think he was going to get him either way.
I agree with you. Just eat that. It's a single and then an E1. So back-to-back plays in which Hog fielders have made errors. UCLA has got 2 with 1 down.
That looked to be a conversation to everyone that was there from Matt Hobbs. Just settle down, boys. Settle down. Let's land this thing. You were right. Look at that. See, that guy told me I was going to get a hit.
Appreciate it. So is it this? Is it the Shane effect or the string cheese?
I'm going to tell you this. Shane's going to get pretty popular right now.
They're all going to look for a little love from Shane on the walk up. Again, Aiden Espinosa now. Did you have one of those that you remember? The superstition, KP, Eduardo? Any?
I'm Latin. I have a lot of superstitions. A lot of them. I still do.
All right, so give us the weirdest one.
Different routes to the ballpark. Take the same route to the ballpark on the way in. When I was in college, it was on Sundays. You have to eat Subway the entire time. That was a must.
Same order or just Subway?
Same order. Same order, same route.
What number?
What's that?
What number?
Oh, I didn't do numbers. I just knew I wanted the spicy Italian.
So at least you knew if you had a bad game, you ate well. You got what you needed inside the gut.
Well. Oh, yeah. That's same urinal.
Critical.
Always important.
Always important.
Yes.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I hadn't heard that one. Same urinal.
Yeah. Boy, was there a line for that one, too.
Team's going well, and everybody's going into stall 3. This ball is touched to right center. It hangs up there. And it's finally run down by Thomas Jr. So Aiden Thomas flies out to center, and they are an out away. We'll start at 2 Eastern time tomorrow. Louisville and Coastal Carolina. The Chanticleers trying to get into the final with a win, go 3-0, and stay unbeaten in their 2 trips to Omaha. And McDonald's Cardinal, they were in a battle tonight, and they ended up squeaking it out. They live to fight another day. Cash Duggar, the catcher, last chance. Good pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the brackets were released, and you saw Arkansas and LSU in the same bracket with their seeds. It felt like there was a chance, a good chance, that they could meet multiple times on the road to the finals. And we are 1 out away from seeing their second meeting. And now we're 1 strike away. About 3 hours and 15 minutes into this game. Started at 6:30 local time. About 10 minutes at 10. And that guy right there was the hero of the night. Zach Root got his redemption. And will play a big role if they make it to the College World Series finals. The 1-2 from McIntyre. Into the ground, and another run is going to score for the Bruins. And this game will look a lot closer on the scoreboard than it really was. 3 runs have come in here in the 9th for UCLA.
Oh, it's been sloppy this top half for Arkansas. But with the 7-run lead coming into this inning, should be okay.
Hogs have 3 on the right side of the infield on a 2-2. And the count goes 3-2. KP, it's like firing a good round of golf and you make a triple on the 18th. Like this is the last taste.
Hey man, sing in, they're not done yet. I mean, Duggar and Call get on, you turn this order over, and Hogs aren't in the pen quite yet.
All right, string cheese and feet off the ground. No, that's a walk from McIntyre, and it continues. And they're buying it right now. They are buying it.
Call reaches right here and things start to get really interesting. Because I know that Chalowski has been quiet, but if he gets to the plate, he would be the tying run.
Not much sleep for the Bruins, but they're keeping themselves awake right now in this top half.
Phoenix Call behind 0-1. Will he be last call for the Bruins in this college baseball season, or will he continue it?
I didn't miss him by much.
Not relative to the strike zone that's been called all night. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
McIntyre about to throw his 32nd pitch of this inning.
Iredale and Aloy slap their gloves, ready in case one is hit to them on the left side. 1-2 to the 9-hole hitter call on the way. Stays alive by fouling it off. Well, they've been loose all night long, and that's probably helped them in this inning, and now they're as loose as they've been all night. This one to center field. And that will stay up long enough for Thomas Jr. to make the play. And that will end it for the Bruins and their season. And we are set for an Arkansas LSU showdown tomorrow night. 0-4 against LSU in the World Series all time. Can they change that? 2 Eastern, 7 Eastern time in what should be a very special day. It was a long day. It was a great day. Thanks to our entire crew for working their tails off. For KP, Eduardo Perez, Chris Budden, on Scotty Johnson Day, I'm Carl Ravitch saying so long. We'll send you to SportsCenter.